9-8. Okay. And that's the White Plains High School cheerleaders live, kicking us off on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett with you on this football Friday night, week number 10 of the high school season. A lot of playoff positioning, if not region championships, being decided tonight all across the state of Alabama, including right here in East Alabama. We are coming to you live tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Parker Memorial Baptist Church, Quintard Avenue in Anniston for the next 3 hours. Everything you need to know about high school football in East Alabama. We've got it. All the scores, all the highlights, the final region standings. We've got it all coming up. And we're going to begin with our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard, getting you up to date on all the final scores across East Alabama tonight. We will have highlights of this game. I know we've got this as a final. We'll put this to you graphically here in just a moment. Number 2 Piedmont beating Walter Welborn tonight, 56-16. That was the final from the Hill at Walter Welborn. We will have highlights of that game. Big night for Raleigh Pinto. 5 touchdowns at least. He had 4 in the first half, including 2 punt returns for touchdowns in the first half. A dominant win by the Piedmont Bulldogs tonight as they remain undefeated, beating Welborn 56-16. Highlights of that game coming from the Hill. Anniston tonight, number 4 team in the state in Class 4A. They are now 9-0, undefeated, region champions in Class 4A, Region 6. Anniston tonight at home at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium. They beat White Plains tonight 51-6. We will have highlights of that game coming from Lott Mosby. Also tonight, Woodland and Donahoe. Woodland getting a playoff berth tonight. They'll go in as the number 4 team out of that 1A region tonight as Woodland beats Donahoe 55-6, the final score. Woodland 3-6, but they're going to the Class 1A state playoffs. Also tonight, another team that's playoff bound in AISA Class 2A is Hope Christian. Tonight, they were on the road all the way in Eufaula tonight against Lakeside Academy. And Hope Christian wins again. Looks like they're going to have a winning season in their first season of football. Hope Christian 42, Lakeside Academy 6, the final score. Take you back to last night. Oxford on the road in Birmingham against Huffman. They beat the Vikings 55-6. We'll explain the playoff scenario, but Oxford will be the 3 team out of Class 6A Region 6. It means they're on the road in the first round in 2 weeks as they'll be going to play at Parker. It will be Oxford Parker round 3 in the 3rd year in a row in Class 6A playoff action. Also going back to games tonight, we'll have highlights of this game out at Jack Stewart Field at Waxahachie. Their season actually ended tonight. They have an open date next week. They're not in the playoffs. So Waxahachie actually ended their season tonight here on October 24th. They beat the Sax Wildcats as they end that 25 season on a winning note. They beat the Sax Wildcats tonight 28-8. Highlights of that game coming. Also tonight, it was the Alexandria Valley Cubs breaking into the top 10 once again in Class 4A. Valley Cubs at Jim Glover Field in Attala. They beat Etowah 40-22. Alexandria are reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We'll show you a lot of pictures and video from the pep rally this morning out at the Larry Ginn Gymnasium. Alexandria continues to roll, now 8-1. They beat Etowah tonight as the Blue Devils remain winless 40-22, the final. We'll have highlights of this game coming. A dominant performance again by Westbrook Christian. Westbrook beating Weaver tonight on senior night at Bill Bryan Stadium in Weaver. Westbrook wins the game 63-20. We're going to show you one of the greatest place kickers in the state. I know that sounds crazy in a 63-20 game, but he had some amazing things tonight. We'll talk all about that. Show you some highlights of Westbrook's win over Weaver tonight, 63-20 at Bill Bryan Stadium. This game was impactful tonight. Number 7 St. Clair County in Odenville hosting the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. This was home field advantage. This was going to decide who's second, who's third in Class 5A Region 6, but it was all St. Clair County tonight. Not surprised that the Saints won, but they win in dominating fashion. St. Clair County beating Jacksonville tonight 27-0 over in Odenville. We're going to take you back to Monday night. We talked about this last week with JCA head coach Tommy Miller. JCA playing 3 games in 11 days, including 2 games in 4 days. They played last Friday. They played another conference game Monday night at Tabernacle in Gardendale. JCA wins it 54-28. They were off tonight. They will be in the Christian Football Association playoffs coming up next week. JCA Monday night beating Tabernacle 54-28. Big win tonight for Pleasant Valley. Number 6 team in the state in Class 2A on the road at Section. They beat Section 42-6. We'll go ahead and tell you that North Sand Mountain lost tonight to Pisgah. So Pisgah wins the region title in 2A Region 7. Pleasant Valley will be the runner-up. So this is going to be the best season in Pleasant Valley history, 9-1. They host a playoff game in 2 weeks. If they win that, that will be the first playoff win in Pleasant Valley history as well. So a lot of big, exciting things going on out at Pleasant Valley. Big win tonight on the road up in Jackson County at Section as they beat the Lions tonight 42-6. We're going to have highlights of this game. This was a great game tonight over at the pit in Heflin. Bullock County and Cleburne County. Bullock County comes in. They win the game 14-12 tonight over at the pit in Heflin. We'll have highlights of that game. Cleburne County getting ready for a backyard brawl next Thursday night with the White Plains Wildcats out at Robertson Field. We'll talk about that game in depth coming up. Bullock County beats Cleburne County 14-12, the final. Staying over in Cleburne County at Ranburne tonight, the Bulldogs hosting number 7 Lynette in Class 2A. Well, it was all Panthers tonight. Lynette, one of the best teams in 2A. They roll over Ranburne tonight 48-7. Every team in Randolph County is going to the state playoffs, including the Randolph County Tigers. This was basically a number 3 seed on the line tonight. Randolph County beating Beulah down in Lee County at Beulah tonight 47-0. Another team that is going not only to the state playoffs, but they're going in as a region champion. The Handley Tigers tonight in Tuskegee. They beat the Booker T. Washington Golden Eagles tonight, again in dominating fashion. This was a winner-take-all region championship game. Handley wins it 42-12 tonight in Tuskegee. They are the Class 4A Region 3 champions. You want another team in Randolph County that's going to the playoffs and going in dominating fashion? Top 5 matchup in 1A tonight at Curtis Lynch Memorial Field down in Wadley. Number 1 Wadley blasting number 5 Winterboro tonight. This was a battle of undefeateds. It was for the region title, but it was all Wadley tonight in that battle of Bulldogs. Wadley wins it 49-13. Now, we've had a lot of high-scoring games this year. Tonight was not one of them. This is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, and we picked a dandy tonight. Michael Short was there at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium in Pell City. We'll be back with complete highlights of that game, all the post-game reactions. You know Danny Horn loved this. Number 5, Central Clay County beating Pell City tonight 6-3, and appropriately, it ended, for all intents and purposes, on a defensive sack at the end of the game by the Volunteers. We'll show you all the highlights, all the post-game reaction coming up from Pell City, where Central Clay County completes their regular season at 9-1, beating the Panthers tonight 6-3. Also tonight, Sylacauga, they lose to Elmore County. Final region game of the year for the Aggies on the road in Eclectic tonight. This score just came in. Elmore County beat Sylacauga tonight 42-14, the final. B.B. Comer and Lee Scott Academy playing tonight at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Lee Scott comes in from Auburn tonight, and they beat the Tigers 36-8, the final in Sylacauga tonight. Fayetteville, the Wolves, maybe the most underrated team in Class 1A football, at home tonight at Farm Links Field in Fayetteville. Kind of a late addition to the schedule. Elwood Christian out of Selma coming to Fayetteville tonight. Fayetteville has no problem. They go to 7-2. They'll have another non-region game next week. Fayetteville beats Elwood tonight 49-0. Childersburg and Dadeville still looking for a final. There it is. We talk about scores just coming in. There it is. Dadeville tonight comes into John Cox Stadium in Childersburg. Charlie Hinkle doing a great job tonight getting those scores in. Dadeville beats Childersburg tonight 33-10, the final. Last night, ASD at home at Kiwanis Field in Talladega taking on Cornerstone. This is the same Cornerstone that lost to JCA last week. Cornerstone makes another trip south from Rainsville to Talladega last night, and Cornerstone beats ASD 55-32. Talladega and Tallahassee still looking for a final in that game. That was also in Talladega at Mary Dumas Stadium. Still looking for a final in that game. St. James tonight doubling up Munford down in Montgomery. St. James beats the Lions tonight 24-12, the final. Moody Blue Devils, number 3 team in the state. They wind up the regular season 8-2. They have no problem tonight at Lincoln. They beat the Golden Bears 48-6, the final score in that game. Staying over in St. Clair County, Victory Christian on the road tonight. About as far west as you can go in northwest Alabama without being in Mississippi. They were in Belgreen tonight. They told me the score is coming. I don't even know it. This is just, it's going to be new to me as well. But Victory Christian, there it is. They win tonight over the Belgreen Bulldogs. You know, Belgreen is, blue. I've never figured that out. They are Belgreen and they're blue. Victory Christian beats Belgreen tonight, 49-24 the final tonight up in Russell County in northwest Alabama at Belgreen. Springville and Centerpoint still looking for a final in that game in 5A Region 6 being played tonight over in St. Clair County at Springville. Cherokee County Warriors, this turned into a meaningful game. This was basically for third place in that Class 4A Region 6. Cherokee County goes into Ken Logan Stadium in Asheville. They beat the Bulldogs tonight 42-18. Cherokee County, a dangerous team as a number 3 seed going into play a runner-up in 2 weeks in the playoffs. Cherokee County beating Asheville tonight 42-18. Staying in games involving St. Clair County teams, Ragland tonight. They're going to be in the Class 1A state playoffs. They were at home tonight at Joan Ford Stadium in Ragland. They beat the Eider Hornets impressively, 41-18. Another team that's going to the state playoffs, the Sandrock Wildcats. This is another new score that just came in. Sandrock, first-year head coach Tanner Nelson. We're going to show you a lot about Sandrock on the show tonight. They've won some awards from last week. Sandrock beat Gaston tonight out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston, 44-28 the final. Sandrock is going to be the 4 team out of Class 2A Region 7, and in 2 weeks they will be in the Class 2A state playoffs. Also tonight, Galesville on the road at Woodville. Woodville going to win, be a home team in the state playoffs in Class 1A in 2 weeks. Runner up there in that Class 1A Region 8. Woodville tonight beating Galesville 52-30 tonight up in Jackson County at Woodville. Moving over to Etowah County tonight, Hoax Bluff on the road at Gilbert Stadium in Aniana. Aniana, big win for the Redskins. Nice bounce back season for Aniana. They beat Hoax Bluff tonight 21-14, the final in that game. Also tonight, we'll show you highlights of this one. Glencoe at home beats Locust Fork 45-14, setting up a big showdown next week. 7-2 Glencoe traveling into Piedmont. Bailey Blanchard going in to take on his alma mater, the Field of Champions, next Friday night. That's a 9-team region, so that is a region game. And Glencoe, only one loss in region play. They've got a chance to make some noise if they can go in and upset the Bulldogs. They prep for that tonight with a 45-14 win over Locust Fork at Wilson Darnell Stadium. We will have highlights of that game coming from Glencoe. Not a good result for Southside fans tonight. Southside on the road at Hazel Green, an important game for seeding in Class 6A Region 8. It was Hazel Green winning tonight over Southside 38-29. We'll talk about that region coming up in our region rundown presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden a little bit later on. Tuscaloosa Academy and Coosa Christian. This was a heralded game. A lot of folks talking about this game. Tuscaloosa Academy ranked number 3 in the state. Coosa Christian number 2. The Knights had them at home in Tuscaloosa tonight. This was the team that went to the Super 7 last year. They were the state runner-up in Class 2A, but it was all Coosa tonight. Russ Probst and the Conquerors go to Tuscaloosa, and they conquer Tuscaloosa Academy tonight big time by 5 touchdowns. 56-21 the final tonight from down in T-Town. Last night, Gadsden City had all they wanted from Mae Jemison up in Huntsville. Gadsden City wins the game 13-12. Gadsden City 13, Mae Jemison 12. Gadsden City will play Fultondale at home next week, and then they will be at home in the first round of the Class 6A playoffs coming up in 2 weeks. Southeastern clinching the runner-up spot in Class 2A Region 5. They beat West End tonight out at Walnut Grove 42-0. Brewer and Sardis. This is another late score just coming in. Playing over in Floret in Morgan County. AP Brewer beats Sardis tonight. That ends the Sardis season. They're like Ohatchee, not in the playoffs. Final regular season game, have an open date next week. So the Sardis season ends at 1-9. AP Brewer beats Sardis tonight 39-32. A lot of big games around the state tonight. North Sand Mountain and Pisgah, we do have a final. I think we'll have that for you just in a moment on the screen. But number 5 Pisgah beat number 10 North Sand Mountain. This was what basically clinched the runner-up spot for Pleasant Valley in Class 2A Region 7. Pisgah wins it 42-20. There it is. Pisgah 42, North Sand Mountain 20 tonight up in Higdon. So 2A Region 7, it's going to be 1 Pisgah, 2 Pleasant Valley, 3 North Sand Mountain, 4 the Sandrock Wildcats. Geraldine and 5, another top 5 matchup. We do have this score. We're going to get this for you in just a moment up on the screen. Number 3-5 playing at Coolidge Isbell Stadium in Geraldine against number 5 Geraldine. And I'm telling you, Geraldine has really had their way over the last couple of seasons with their arch rival in 5. Geraldine did it again tonight. Geraldine beats 5, 17-6 the final tonight in DeKalb County. We're going to be joined by Mark Everett Kelly. He's going to join us live in studio. He was at that Geraldine 5 game, and he'll give us a complete report on that. Going down to the south, the big game in 3A tonight was in Bruton at Bruton Municipal Stadium. Bayside Academy of Daphne, top 10 matchup. They go in and beat T.R. Miller tonight, 23-14. That is a late score that just came in. One of the other big games in 4A tonight, number 6 Plainview. They clinch a region title. They're undefeated. Dale Pruitt, Jeremy Pruitt, defensive coordinator, former head coach at Tennessee. They're getting it done now at Plainview High School. Plainview beats Madison Academy tonight, 49-27. We had the big game in 6A tonight, was number 3 Muscle Shoals beating Hartselle at Hartselle at Kane Stadium, 31-17. And as always, a couple of big games in Class 7A. Last report we had, and it is now a final. Vestavia Hills beat Hoover. Hoover coming off that big win last week over Thompson. They couldn't do it 2 weeks in a row. Thompson Reynolds Stadium in Vestavia tonight. Vestavia Hills beats Hoover 39-30. And the other big game in 7A tonight was down south, where Baker in Mobile hosting number 10 Fairhope. The Pirates made the trek across Mobile Bay onto the west side of Mobile tonight, and number 8 Baker beat number 10 Fairhope in 7A play by a score of 35-10. Well, we had earlier the White Plains High School cheerleaders live in studio. You'll see more of them coming up in just a moment, but they're here for a reason, as you have probably figured out. Time for our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. We've got Lizzie Ricks here with us. She is from Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. Sydney Collins is the cheer coach at White Plains High School. And Lizzie, you're going to make a presentation right now.
Hey guys, I am the skills specialist at Cheaha Cheer and Tumble, and I get the privilege of working with these athletes every single week, and I am honored to be here tonight to present them with this award for Cheer Team of the Week on behalf of Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. Congratulations. Thank you. Awesome, and I'll just tell you, folks, I've said it before, if you want any kind of cheer, tumbling, gymnastics, all that kind of stuff, and you're not going to Cheaha Cheer and Tumble, you're going to the wrong place. Cheaha Cheer and Tumble to be here in East Alabama for all of that. Great folks down at Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. We promised you more of the White Plains cheerleaders, our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. Here they are one more time on After the Game.
Wildcats blue and white. Let's hear your colors, Wildcats blue and white. Let's hear your colors, Wildcats blue and white. Let's hear your colors, Wildcats blue and white. Here we go, Wildcats!
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, it's going to be an important night, folks, for our region rundown, because we're going to talk about all the region champions, runners-up, who's going to the playoffs, who's staying at home. We got all that coming up later on in the night, and let me tell you, Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, 1.9% financing on the all-new 2026 Equinox and Blazers. They have a great selection of Silverados and SUVs, a great service department getting you ready to travel. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, located on U.S. Highway 431 there in East Gadsden, bringing you our region rundown. It's going to be big tonight. We'll bring you all of the classes and classifications and regions affecting teams here in East Alabama. Now, let's tell you about Beyond the Bleachers. This is an event that's coming up for coaches' wives. So listen closely out there, coaches and your wives. We got a lot of them that listen and watch this show here in East Alabama. Connie Davidson heads this up. The 6th annual Coaches' Wives Brunch is coming up on Saturday, November the 8th, 10 till 12 at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. And if you're a coach's wife in any sport, not just football, but in any sport, high school coach's wife, you are invited to this, and it is absolutely free. Absolutely free. The 6th annual Coaches' Wives Brunch. They've got some gifts for you, door prizes, great brunch for you, compliments of Beyond the Bleachers at Hubbard's off Main. That is coming up on Saturday, November the 8th from 10 until 12. Well, there was a big game last week out at Death Valley in Alexandria involving Alexandria and Cherokee County, and that brought us our Core Sports Medicine Play of the Night. We'll take you out there and show you that play just in case you missed it. Cherokee County with about a minute to go coming back. Adam Griffith back to pass, but he found J.J. Beeson in the black jersey instead. Beeson returns it all the way into the far end zone at Death Valley in Alexandria to clinch the game. Alexandria was up 29-28 at that point. That made the final score 36-28. And coming up tomorrow morning, go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama after the game, and we will have this week's Core Sports Medicine Play of the Night. That will be posted at some point tomorrow morning before lunchtime, so check us out there to see what will be the play of the night from tonight's action all across East Alabama. Folks, we are in the home stretch of our Spirit Scholarship with Farmers and Merchants Bank. Farmers and Merchants Bank is going to give away 2 $1,500 college scholarships, one to a male student athlete, one to a female student athlete from one of 20 schools in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. Also, they are giving 40 student athletes, 2 from each of those schools, a $50 gift card. So they're giving away thousands of dollars in scholarship money and gift cards to students right here in East Alabama. We have been voting for the last several weeks, about 3 schools per week. We're down to our final 3 schools. The voting begins in a little over an hour and a half at 12 midnight tonight and will last through 12 noon next Friday, October 31st. And then we will have the big voting that will take place amongst all 20 schools starting next Friday night. But here are the last 3 schools that you can go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama and just make a comment there. of the one that you would like to win. And so we're going to take you right now through all of the last three schools and let you meet the nominees. We're going to begin with Anniston High School, and we've got 2 female and 2 male nominees from Anniston High School. We will begin with Christiana Reed, a 3.57 GPA, cheerleading, flag football, and track and field. We also have another female athlete from Anniston. This is Sanaya Spinks. She's a basketball player, as you can tell there, with a 3.5 GPA. Also representing the Anniston Bulldogs on the male side of things is Dacius Baker, 3.5 GPA, a basketball and football player for the Anniston Bulldogs, and Jabari Williams, their great tailback. He's also a track star at Anniston with a 3.75 GPA. Now we go to the Donahoe School. We'll meet their candidates. We have Callie Taylor with a 4.38 GPA, an outstanding volleyball player for Donahoe. Their other female nominee from Donahoe is Kate Williman with a 3.90 GPA, also a volleyball player. On the male side of things, we have Ethan Bailey, a football player with a 2.7 GPA, and the final male nominee from Donahoe is Foster Payton with a 4.38 GPA, a tennis player for the Falcons. Our final school of the night and our final school of the year that you can vote for is Galesville. And the Trojans are going to be represented by Chloe Collins, a 3.51 GPA, volleyball, basketball, and softball player for the Trojans. Also, we have Lydia Reynolds, a perfect 4.0 GPA, a volleyball, basketball, and softball player for Galesville. The Trojans' 2 male nominees are outstanding football players and other sports as well. Aiden Heinrich with a 4.0 GPA, a football, basketball, track, and baseball player for the Trojans. And finally, we have Jack Sintel. He is a football, basketball, track, and baseball athlete, and he has a 3.6 GPA for the Galesville Trojans. Again, all of these will be posted at midnight tonight all the way through next Friday, October 31st at 12 noon. You can vote for your favorite male athlete, female athlete from Galesville, from Donahoe, and from Anniston High School. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. A lot of folks at this time of year, it's been dry weather. That's good for a lot of things, but it's also good for painting. And they are your local source for Benjamin Moore Paint. They have the perfect colors for you. They've got advanced computer color matching to get it just right. And they are the most experienced paint department in this area. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware brings you highlights every Friday night. They have locations all over East Alabama to serve you, not only in Oxford, but in Jacksonville, in Lincoln, in Talladega, and also in Roanoke. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware bringing you our highlights each and every Friday night. It is time for our first extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. We're going to show you more about this later on in the show. Sandrock quarterback Alec Ashley was 27 of 35 passing for 462 yards and 8 touchdowns as the Wildcats beat county rival Cedar Bluff 68-40 last Friday night. The 8 TD passes ranked for the second most touchdowns passing in a game in AHSAA history. Ashley's 8 passing touchdowns tie him for the third most touchdowns accounted for in a game. His passing yards are the second highest total this season in the AHSAA, and the 68 points are the most points scored in Sandrock history. When we come back, a very special guest from the Alabama High School Athletic Association joins us next from Montgomery on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
All right, our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. We're on the home side at Welborn tonight here on the hill at Jeff Smith Field. And it's a unique situation. This is the Welborn Athletic Club. All the proceeds here go to Welborn Athletics. Something different tonight. Of course, we got Mike Webb, familiar face. Everybody knows Mike, school board member, Calhoun County Board of Education, big Welborn guy. But tonight, it's not just the Athletic Booster Club folks working the concession stand. Tell us about what's happening here as far as the workers tonight.
So they use different church volunteers to work the home concession stand every week. And so today we've got a mix of Leatherwood Baptist Church and Greenbrier Road Baptist Church in here volunteering and working with the Booster Club.
So you got a lot of servants in here tonight, serving the Wellborn Booster Club, serving the Wellborn community, serving the Wellborn kids, right?
Absolutely. It's really neat how how strong that bond is between the churches and community here at Wellborn. It's exciting to see, and so we're glad to be a part of it.
Now, Mike, this is a elaborate operation here. We got griddles outside. We got this deep fryers and baskets here and things like that. So how much training do these folks have to go through to undertake this?
We're not going to reveal all the secrets, and we're not going to get anybody in trouble around here, John. But I can tell you they put me through hours of training before I came in here. They wouldn't let me touch this hot grease without proper training, I'm sure.
All right, tell us about the item tonight. I think this is, I heard this is a one-night only item, so we've got Philly cheesesteak fries. Tell us about that.
We do. They put a special item on every week, and this week is the Philly cheesesteak fry. And he actually, when y'all walked up, he was out cooking more Philly cheesesteak because we've already sold out before halftime of the initial batch. So they're going fast, and the people are loving them.
All right, we've got a $100 gift card courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food, and that'll go to the Wellborn Athletic Booster Club to help buy supplies, cheesesteak, cheese, fries, all those kind of things. And now you're in the running for concession stand of the year as well.
Hey, that's exciting right there. And I believe these guys, I mean, they do a fabulous job. You met Joe a minute ago. He's the president of the Booster Club, and he does a great job, gets up here early, gets all this stuff prepared to where we can just come in and serve, and they do an excellent job.
All right, Walter Wellborn on the hill tonight with the Wellborn Athletic Booster Club. We got the Philly cheesesteak fries. Don's about to try those out in just a moment. Mike Webb, all the great folks here from Leatherwood and Greenbrier serving the community out on the hill tonight. Don Wilson back. He was out of town last week, and now we're here on the hill. We heard about these Philly cheesesteak fries tonight, and I've got to say, Don, boy, if this is as good as it looks, you're in for a treat tonight.
It's always great to come back to the hill, John. There's two forks here. I think we need.
You're not going to have to ask me. You're the official. You're the official taster, but that is hot now. I better be careful. That is fresh off the grill, fresh out of the fryer. Got cheese. We got the Philly cheesesteak meat. We got the French fries.
It certainly passes the eye test.
Oh wow. You know, I love Philly cheesesteak anyway, but that's I got to get some steak on there. Don, you need to talk. I'm doing all the talking here.
Give me a moment.
I'm going to definitely need one of those. Let's steal that from there. Folks, that's restaurant quality, wouldn't you say, Don?
Yeah, it absolutely is. We need Coach Short with this. We need some backup here, John.
Coach Short just missed out tonight. That's the Philly cheesesteak fries, home side at Walter Wellborn and the Wellborn Athletic Booster Club concession stand, our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. And there you see it right there. You got the steak right there cooking. They got hamburgers out there. It's not the only thing that they have. That's just what we tried out there today. And there's a big Go Panthers from all of the folks out there from Greenbrier Road Baptist Church in Anniston and also Leatherwood Baptist Church in Anniston. Those folks kind of combining together to volunteer to work in the concession stand tonight out at Walter Wellborn. They'll get that $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food. The Wellborn Athletic Booster Club are Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. They're going to be tough to beat. I'm telling you, folks, that was some fantastic food out there tonight. I think we have our special guest lined up, and we're going to go right now to Montgomery, to the Alabama High School Athletic Association. And we've got a guy that, you know, we don't have many legends that appear on this show, but we've got a legend appearing on this show right now tonight. He is the Director of Communication for the Alabama High School Athletic Association, Ron Ingram. And Ron has he's going to retire at the end of this year. And so we are very pleased to have Ron Ingram with us. Join us tonight live from Montgomery. Ron, are you there?
I'm here. I'm John. How you doing?
I'm great. I know you're busy. We're not going to keep you long.
Yeah.
Most folks don't
Yeah,
know,
I'm
but
getting
every Friday night
calls.
of the football season, you're gathering scores.
Yeah, but what's happening tonight is I'm getting calls from everybody in the Huntsville area and everybody in the Montgomery area wanting to know how to solve these tiebreakers in regions 2 and regions 4 in Class 7A, because we could have. It looks like we're going to have a 4-way tie for first place in region 4.
It's a lot that goes on, and there's a lot of things that go on that make the Alabama High School Athletic Association run. Ron Ingram is a key to a lot of that, dealing with the schools and dealing with the media as well. Ron, like football season, what is a typical Friday night like for you during the regular season?
Well, it's a long night. You know, it's not much different than what it was when I was in the newspaper business at the Birmingham News or down in Dothan. I probably stay up till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday nights. You know, once the scores get in, I start working on the standings, because we don't have any more. Our provider that we have online the program doesn't compute the standings. We have to do them still by hand right now, so it takes a lot of time to do that. But I try to get it done, particularly this time of year. Everybody's wanting to know who's going to win, who's going to be the 3rd, 4th seeds, and tonight's the last night for region play for most of our regions across the state, and they're all wanting to know where they're going to be. So it's a lot of fun, though. It's just been a labor of love for 54 years.
It absolutely has. And Ron Ingram is a legend, not only as far as communications for 18 years with Alabama High School Athletic Association, but for many years before that with the Birmingham News, Dothan, all grew up in Brundage, Alabama, and Pike County. And so you've been doing this for a long time and done a great job, Ron, of promoting high school athletics. If I would say something about Ron Ingram, I would say he may be a director of communication, he may be a talented writer, but in my mind, Ron, you're a great promoter of high school athletics.
Well, I think we all need to be, John, and you are too. I think we all need to be, because high school athletics is really the last real amateur place that we have in this country, and Lord knows we need more of it. And our high school kids are still playing. 99% of them are playing for the right reasons, knowing that they probably won't get a chance to play after they get through their senior year. But I bet if you looked I heard you talking about Wellborn. I think Wellborn and Piedmont played tonight. I bet you 2/3 of those fans on either side, all the men and all the boys that were there, if they could have worn their jerseys, they would have all had some jersey that they had worn, and their wives were probably cheerleaders. I'm telling you, it means so much to those communities, and it means so much to really our history and across our country.
Absolutely, Ron. You said a lot of things there, and you said them all very well and really on point with that. 18 years in Montgomery with Alabama High School Athletic Association, being the director of communications. I don't know if anybody can even fathom what that entails and how big of a job that is. Ron, it comes to an end for you. It won't come to an end. You're still going to be promoting high school athletics, but as far as your job, that's going to come to an end at the end of the year. First, congratulations. And
appreciate it.
Second thing is, Ron, just let's keep it just to football. And since this is a football show,
okay,
maybe one or two of your greatest memories of high school football. And we'll narrow it down a little bit more, maybe since you've been in the job there in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've seen since I've been in Montgomery, it's seeing our championships move to Bryant Denny Stadium and Jordan-Hare Stadium was just amazing. It was sad when it had to end because of the NCAA playoffs and them having grass fields. But had they had artificial surface, we'd probably still be there. But we still got great places to play. But I remember the first time we went to Tuscaloosa. It was in 2009, I believe it was. And as I was walking out on the field, there was a young girl in a cheerleader uniform sitting on the ground and just boo-hooing. And Mr. Savarese, my executive director at that time, walked over and said, "Honey, what's wrong?" She says, "Nothing's wrong. I'm just so amazed that my dad is standing on the same ground that Bear Bryant stood on."
Wow.
And that was a cheerleader. I mean, her dad was the coach. And it was And you realize this does mean something to these kids. And you look up in the bleachers, it meant something if they were playing it in the way we used to do it at a home site, and the towns painted it all up and so forth. But there's something really special about getting to play in those arenas when really that may be the only time that was the only time that child had ever even been in that arena, in that stadium. And it just means so much to see people come up there from the communities, no matter where they're at. They come, they make that trip. It's sort of like watching the movie Hoosiers when you see the cars going to the state championships with the headlights going over the hill through the dark. That's the way it is at every community every Friday night, and it's just special.
Ron, I know you're busy. We're not going to keep you long. We've got one more question for you. And you'll be asked this question a lot, probably already have been asked this question. But over the next 2 months, you'll be asked this question, being able to be, in essence, the Director of Communications for the AHSAA in that job in Montgomery. To Ron Ingram, a guy who grew up loving high school sports in Brundage, Alabama, and coming all the way through your career, what have these last 18 years meant to you personally to be the Director of Communications for the Athletic Association?
Well, first it was an education, because I spent 30 years thinking I knew everything they were doing up there, and I found out I knew very little of what they were doing. I learned one thing: the Alabama High School Athletic Association. People out there think, well, they're about declaring kids ineligible, but it's just the opposite. We spend 99.9% of our time getting kids eligible. And when a kid is not eligible, it's normally because of some adult. Not the kid's fault, but some adult, somebody made a mistake, or somebody did something on purpose, or somebody lied, or somebody just didn't understand the rules. But with 160,000 students every year, the ineligible kids are probably less than 0.0015%. And it's just, the AHSAA has done so much. I have seen it firsthand. The people that work there, they care so much about the schools, about the teams, about the experience. But we all want them all to have that great experience that they will take to their 20th reunion. Just a couple of weeks ago, we kind of laughed about this, and you might find this comical, but Ayrton was playing Cottonwood in a game 2 weeks ago, and with 36 seconds left, Cottonwood scored to take the lead 28-21. After the kickoff, Ayrton ran it almost to midfield, and then on the next play, they threw a pass down to the 32 with 10 seconds left. They threw the next pass into the end zone, and the kid from Cottonwood jumped up and intercepted it as the horn blew. He came down, ran out of the end zone onto the field, and threw the ball up in the air. An Ayrton boy caught it and stepped in the end zone for a touchdown.
Only in high school football.
And that made it 28-27, and then Ayrton went for two to try to win the game. And I'm not sure. I've been told this, but I'm not sure. But the kid that threw the ball up in the air made the tackle. And the reason I say that is it changes the whole perspective of what his 10th, 20th, and 30th reunions are going to be like. Had he not been able to, them not be able to win that game, he might not have gone. It might have changed his whole life down the road. But I can tell you, it means that much to him. But he was so happy that they had won. It was not something he did on purpose. He just heard the horn. And how many times have coaches said, you play to the horn, you play to the last whistle, but the horn and the whistle are two different things in football. But it really, I watched the video at the end, and it's on our network, and I could see the excitement that he had. It's just that's what it means to those kids. But thank goodness he's going to get to go to his 10th reunion, 20th reunion, and laugh about it now.
Ron, thank you so much for all that you have done, not only with Athletic Association, but all in the media. I appreciate our personal relationship that we've had for about 3 decades. And a lot of good memories of you and working with you through all these championship events and regular season and things like that. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Hope you have a great retirement. Thank you for spending time with us tonight here on After the Game. And we'll let you get back to work on this football Friday night.
Appreciate it. And let me tell you, you still got the best voice for radio I've ever heard. Appreciate it.
Ron, thank you so much. Ron Ingram is Director of Communications for the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and he is our guest tonight on After the Game. Let's tell you about the folks from Core Sports Medicine. You just saw our play of the night from last week earlier. We've got our next play of the night that will be posted for you tomorrow morning at our High School Football Alabama Facebook page. This is a organization that has great surgery facilities. They perform surgeries at Northeast Alabama Regional Medical Center in Anniston, at the Surgery Center in Oxford, and at UAB in Pell City. And they have specialized treatments for the hand, the wrist, the elbow, the foot and ankle, knee and hip and shoulder. That's what they specialize in. Dr. Clinton Ray, Dr. Jeffrey Waller with Core Sports Medicine, proud sponsors of High School Football Alabama after the game. We come back, we've got a whole lot more, tons of highlights as we roll on this Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Emblem Credit Union will show you our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week coming up a little bit later on in the show. Also, Emblem Credit Union throughout the night, they show our bottom line with all the final scores from throughout East Alabama, the big games around the state. And you need an auto loan? Emblem Credit Union is the place to be. Low auto rates on new and used vehicles. They'll take care of you. I've had every auto loan I've ever had personally has come from Emblem Credit Union. EmblemCU.com. Visit there, apply today for an auto loan from the folks at Emblem Credit Union. John Holder back with you. Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett will join us with a ton of highlights coming up. We're with you on this Football Friday night from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. After the game, of course, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. And speaking of scores, let's go to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and get you the final scores from all across East Alabama tonight. Number 2, Piedmont rolling over Walter Welborn on the hill at Welborn tonight, 56-16. We'll have highlights of that game coming a little bit later on after the game. We'll have highlights of this game. Number 4, Anniston beating White Plains 51-6. Woodland tonight grabbing a playoff spot as they beat Donahoe 55-6. Hope Christian, they're going to the AISA playoffs. They won in Eufaula tonight against Lakeside Academy 42-6. Last night, Oxford blasting Huffman 55-6 in Birmingham. Tonight, we'll show you highlights of this game. Ohatchee closes the season with a win. Their season's over. They beat Sachs tonight 28-8. Alexandria continues to roll. The number 9 Valley Cubs win at Etowah 40-22. We'll show you highlights of this game tonight. Westbrook Christian now 8-1. They beat Weaver 63-20. St. Clair County grabbing home field advantage in the 5A playoffs as they shut out Jacksonville tonight 27-0. Monday night, JCA, they're headed for the CFA playoffs. They beat Tabernacle in Gardendale 54-28 on Monday night. Back to action tonight. Pleasant Valley, 9-1, best record in school history, headed for the state playoffs. Home field advantage they'll have in the first round. They win at section tonight, 42-6. Bullitt County squeezes by Cleburne County tonight in that game over in Heflin, 14-12. We will have highlights of that game from the pit in Heflin. Lynette rolling over Ranburn 48-7 tonight over at Ranburn at Harlan Robinson Field. Randolph County, they're going to the state playoffs. They win tonight over Beulah 47-0, the final score from down in Lee County at Beulah. Hanley wins a region championship tonight in 4A Region 3 as they win against Booker T. Washington in Tuskegee 42-12. Wadley, top 5 matchup, region title on the line. Number 1 Wadley beating number 5 Winterboro to wrap up the region title tonight down in Wadley, and they did it big time, 49-13. Central of Clay County, this was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week tonight from Pell City. Coach Michael Short was there. He has all of the highlights, all of the post-game reaction from this defensive classic tonight where Central of Clay County beat Pell City 6-3. Highlights coming. Elmore County all over Sylacauga tonight in Eclectic 42-14. Lee Scott rolls into Sylacauga. They beat B.B. Comer 36-8. Fayetteville, they're in the 1A playoffs. They will be the number 3 team in that Class 1A Region 5 as they beat Elwood Christian tonight down at Farm Links Field 49-0. Also tonight, Dadeville, Battle of Tigers wins at Childersburg 33-10. Last night, Cornerstone Christian of Rainsville comes to Talladega. They beat ASD 55-32. Tonight, Talladega and Tallahassee still looking for a final on that game from down at Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega. I think that's the only score that we are still missing tonight. St. James in Montgomery tonight beating Munford 24-12. The Moody Blue Devils, a region champion out of Class 5A Region 6, they beat Lincoln 48-6 tonight. Victory Christian on the road in Franklin County at Bell Green. They beat the Bulldogs 49-24. Springville and Center Point. This is a new final coming in. Center Point wins at Springville tonight 46-21 as the Eagles beat the Tigers. Also staying in St. Clair County, it was Cherokee County grabbing the number 3 spot in Class 4A Region 6 as they beat Asheville 42-18 tonight. Raglan, they're headed for the 1A playoffs. They beat Eider 41-18. Sandrock tonight, they're headed to the state playoffs in Class 2A after they won at Gaston 44-28. Woodville beating the Gelsville Trojans tonight 52-30, the final score from up in Jackson County. Aniana with a big win over Hoax Bluff 21-14. Glencoe will have highlights of this game from Wilson Darnell Field in Glencoe. Glencoe all over Locust Fork 45-14. Huge showdown next week between Glencoe and Piedmont. Hazel Green upends Southside tonight up in Madison County 38-29. Coosa Christian 5 touchdowns better. This was a top 3 matchup in 2A. Tuscaloosa Academy, the runner-up last year in 2A, went to the Super 7. Number 2 Coosa Christian goes in, and they beat Tuscaloosa Academy tonight in Tuscaloosa 56-21. Last night, Gadsden City squeezes past Mae Jemison in Huntsville 13-12. Tonight, Southeastern, they'll be the runner-up in that 2A region as they beat West End 42-0. Sardis season comes to an end tonight as they lose at AP Brewer, their final game of the year, 39-32. The Patriots beat the Lions tonight. Big game of interest around here. Number 5 Pisgah beat number 10 North Sand Mountain 42-20. That handed Pleasant Valley the runner-up spot in Class 2A Region 7. Another big game in 3A tonight. A top 5 matchup at Geraldine at Coolidge-Isbell Stadium. Geraldine beating 5 17-6. Big 3A game in South Alabama. Bayside Academy wins in Bruton against T.R. Miller 23-14. Another big 4A game on Sand Mountain. Sand Mountain was the place tonight. 3 top 10 matchups on Highway 75 up on top of the mountain. Plainview tonight beating Madison Academy to win the region title as Plainview beats Madison Academy 49-27. In 6A, Muscle Shoals wins a region title as they beat Hartselle tonight at Kane Stadium in Hartselle 31-17. Vestavia Hills, number 2 team in 7A, they beat Hoover tonight by a score of 39-14, the final score in that one. And the big 7A game in South Alabama was in Mobile, number 8 Baker beating number 10 Fairhope by a score of 35-10. And it's time now for our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. We got a good one for you here that we're going to show you. This is a guy that overcame a lot of odds, as all of our comeback players do. This is Ollie Brown of Cleburne County High School over in Heflin. You see Ollie right there, a senior offensive lineman. Their first day in pads this year, back in August, he tore a number of ligaments in his ankle. They had to do the tightrope surgery, and then he came back and actually played last week for the first time against Munford. He started tonight against Bullitt County. He'll be starting again next Thursday night as they play at White Plains. Great resiliency to come back from that injury, working hard to get back to play in his senior year. Our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week, offensive lineman Ollie Brown of Cleburne County High School. We were out tonight all over the region, and every game we were at, we were throwing out our RO Supply. Here they are. This is our touchdown T-shirts. On the front, after the game. On the back, RO Supply. We threw some of these out on the Piedmont side tonight out at Welborn. We threw them out on the Westbrook side over at Weaver tonight, and we're going to show you a lot of these touchdown T-shirts going out. So if you see us at games next week on Thursday and on Friday, we're going to talk about the number of Thursday games coming up. Be looking for us to throw out. Look for your local cheerleaders to throw out those RO Supply touchdown T-shirts, throwing those out at stadiums all across East Alabama throughout the high school football season. Still a couple of more weeks to go, throwing out RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Thanks to the folks at RO Supply, located on South Noble Street in Anniston. For all of your remodeling needs, they'll take care of you at RO Supply. Time now for our next Extra Point, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. We told you about Thursday night. Here it is. The final week of the regular season next week brings a great number of Thursday night games to the slate. Here in East Alabama, there will be 14 games involving area teams, and that number could rise. Many games were scheduled or have been moved to Thursday night, October 30th, to avoid conflict with Halloween, which is next Friday night. We'll be here, Halloween or not. We're going to be here for after the game. And to give those playoff-bound teams maybe an extra day of prep and rest. A lot of Thursday night action coming next week. When we come back, special guest still to come, highlights still to come, and a whole lot more as after the game rolls on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Awards to Remember, awardstoRemember.com, Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee, the place to go for all of your awards. One of the top 10 awards dealers in the Southeast. They provide all of our awards here, and we give out a lot of them during the course of the season, including our Concession Stand of the Year award at the end of the year, but also our Team of the Week trophy. They do that with Ted's Floors and Beyond. Also our plaque that goes to our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Also our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. That trophy, all of that done by Awards to Remember. And you've seen how high quality these trophies are. Trophies, plaques, whatever awards that you have and you need, awardstoRemember.com, the place to go. All right, football Friday night. We're talking playoff time. We've got another special guest standing by. We're going to take you to the head coach of the Spring Garden Panthers, Coach Barrett Ragsdale. His team had an open date tonight. They'll be back in action next week to close out the regular season. And in 2 weeks, they will once again be in the Class 1A state playoffs. Coach Ragsdale joins us at this time. Coach, good evening. Welcome into High School Football Alabama's After the Game.
Hey, good evening, John. I appreciate you having me on tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Coach. How you spending your off night? Coaches don't get very many off Friday nights from the time that you get into August all the way into playoff season. How's your Friday night been, Coach?
Well, it has been an awkward Friday night to be sitting at the house on the 9th week of football. So sitting here listening to you, getting some updates on some scores.
Coach, let's talk about you are in the playoffs. We just talked about Spring Garden would be in the playoffs. They're the number 3 seed. Tell us about, I know you got Ranburne next week. We're going to talk about that coming up over at Ranburne to close out the regular season. But looking ahead to the playoffs, tell us about where you think it looks like you're going to be going at this time.
Well, it looks like we're going to be making a trip across the state over to Hackleburg. We went to Hackleburg. I think 2018 was the last time that we went over there, and we actually went over there in the second round. So we're going to be making that trip to Hackleburg in the first round.
You know, not football related, but one of the things about Hackleburg, and I remember that game, is you know, these are two communities, Spring Garden and Hackleburg, that in the course of the last 20, 30 years have both been devastated by big, massive tornadoes. Communities directly impacted. Spring Garden, of course, you go back to the Goshen tornado, and then another tornado that came just a couple of years ago, 2011, during that April 27th. Of course, Hackleburg, the whole town was just destroyed by a tornado then. These are small communities that went through a lot, and it speaks to the resiliency, I think, of those two communities. So Spring Garden and Hackleburg, from my estimation, Coach, are a lot alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think we do. We definitely do share some similarities in the communities there, and you know, they've been a strong football program for the last good while. You know, they've been a playoff team, and they've got a good team, and you factor in that 3-hour bus ride over there. It's going to be a tough place to go and play.
Coach, you told me earlier this summer, we were talking and preparing for a High School Football Alabama, the magazine. We saw you at Media Day up at Cherokee County. And, you know, you lost a lot of players last year, about a dozen players, very talented senior class. And, you know, everybody was kind of like, hey, Spring Garden. I think they wrote Spring Garden off because you lost that great talent and that great talented senior class. But you told me, you said, I'm telling you, John, our guys have a chip on their shoulder. They have been working all off season to prove people wrong that Spring Garden's going to have a good football team. And Coach, by my estimation, they did it. You got a good football team again. Tell us about this team this year.
Well, yeah, John, that sums this group up to the T right there. They've had a chip on their shoulder going back to last November when we got in the weight room, and you know, they heard the, you know, what was being written about them before we even started this season. I mean, know what the expectations or lack of, and so they worked really hard in the off season, and we got some guys that stepped in and filled some major shoes. You know, our quarterback this year is our leading rusher, Brady Ruart, stepped in, and he's got 1,100 yards. We've got sophomore Ben Baker right there, about 800 yards rushing. 2 seniors, Clayton Sadler. He's had some injuries. He's been a big guy in our backfield for several years. And Zane Edwards, another senior there. But, you know, they would be the first to tell you our offensive line, a lot of new faces there, except one spot. Got Zach Scoggin that returned back as a starter on our offensive line, but the rest of those guys, fresh faces, and they have done a tremendous job on offense and defense in the trenches. That's allowed us to have the success that we've had this year.
Coach Ragsdale, you summed up Spring Garden football perfectly in something you just said there, kind of casually. You said, hey, our quarterback's our leading rusher. He's got 1,100 yards. And most people, when they hear that, they're like, did I hear that correctly, that their quarterback is their leading rusher? But everybody knows over the last 10 to 12 years that Spring Garden loves to run the football. And, Coach, that includes the quarterback, right?
No doubt, no doubt. And, again, you know, name those guys up front. Sophomore Brody Lemons, senior Dawson Elsie, mentioned Zach Scoggin. They got Bryant Williams, Chandler Rogers, Jake Marlowe, and Hayes Guthrie has kind of been our utility guy out there on the front on the offensive line. And those guys have just, again, you know, when you come in the season with a young team and really no experience, I mean, these guys were playing junior high football, half of them last year. And so just hats off to them, their work ethic and the way they were able to grow from week to week. I'm just happy with where we're at right now, the progression. But like I said, I hope we're far from done. I'd love to extend this season as far as we could.
Let's talk about next week. You're going to Ranburne. A lot of teams, I'm going to ask you here and put you on the spot. A lot of schools have moved their game to Thursday night. You're still scheduled for Friday over at Ranburne, right?
Yes, correct. Yep.
Tell us about the game with Ranburne and kind of your outlook on that game. Got the playoffs looming. You know you're going to be in on the road at Hackleburg most likely in that first round of the playoffs. Kind of the mentality as you go into Ranburne next week.
Yeah, I told the guys, you know, starting last week, I said, hey, playoffs start Ranburne week. You treat that game like a playoff game going on the road. It's about half the distance going to Hackleburg, but Ranburne's got a really good football team. They're very physical. They're big, and you know they're probably, John, they're probably one of the toughest 2A regions there is, and there were Reeltown and Lynette and Lochapoka.
Yeah.
I mean, you know they've seen some really good ball teams. So their record is not anything of what the talent and the work ethic that they have, and it's going to be a hard hitting, hard fought football game.
Coach Ragsdale, as I was out tonight at games across the region and just talking with some folks on the sidelines, and had a couple of conversations with folks about, teams that are maybe on the road, but they're going to, maybe they're a 3, maybe they're a 4 team, but they're going to be a tough out in the first round. And one of the teams we were talking about is Spring Garden. This is, in my estimation, not the typical number 3 team that comes in. You've been in a tough region as well, and you're playoff battle tested over the last decade or so. And so I think, this is if I'm a 1A school, if I'm a Hackleburg or whoever it is, and I look down on the schedule and I see Spring Gardens coming in first round game, I'm kind of tightening up a little bit, because I don't think your football team is that typical number 3 team coming to town.
Well, I'd like to think not, and I really feel like you take 4 or 5 plays and from 2 games, and I think our 1, 2, and 3 seed could have been very different. But with that being said, getting into the playoffs, being a young team, we've got to learn how to overcome those mistakes and win those tight games. So that's going to be the big thing for us going forward. And if we want to extend our seasons, we've got to be able to come out on Friday night and overcome the bad things that happen. I tell my guys before every game, good things are going to happen. You got to keep playing. Bad things are going to happen. You got to keep playing. And in those region games that we lost that put us in the 3 seed this year, I just felt like we didn't overcome the few bad plays that we had.
We're speaking here with Barrett Ragsdale. He is the head football coach of the Spring Garden Panthers, our guest here in our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser on this football Friday night. Last question, Coach, before I let you get back to your evening tonight. Spring Garden, as we talked about, has been so successful over the last 10 or 12 years. Deep playoff runs along the way. Playoffs are nothing new. And your coaching staff is a big part of that. They are playoff and battle tested. And even these young players, even when they were maybe not playing, they've been a part of being in the playoffs. How much does all of that cumulative experience with coaches and players and the community and everyone involved in Spring Garden School and the program, how big of an advantage you think that is with all the playoff experience that Spring Garden has through the years?
Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. The continuity that we have with our coaching staff. I was thinking about that the other day. Just I really don't remember why, but over this is year 16 for me at Spring Garden, and I believe in 16 years we've had 2 coaching changes, not counting Coach Howard retiring. But we've had 2 coaches that have gone elsewhere. It's not with us, but for the majority, we have been together and we've coached together. We see these kids come up through the hallway. So that continuity of seeing the same faces on the sideline and interacting as a teacher in the classroom or just, in the community is a big part of our success. And of course, the community, the support that we have at a small school like we are, I mean, it's just, I think it's second to none.
Coach, congratulations on making the playoffs again, another winning season again. Best wishes next week as you travel to Ranburne, and best wishes as you go over to West Alabama coming up in 2 weeks for the Class 1A playoffs. Thank you for spending time with us here on our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser on After the Game.
John, thank you for having me on. I appreciate all that you're doing for high school football.
Thank you, Coach Ragsdale. Barrett Ragsdale, head football coach of the Spring Garden Panthers, our guest on our Noble Bank and Trust postgame presser. And we have one score. I think we've been missing one score tonight, and I think we've got that. And there it is. Tallahassee comes into Talladega tonight, and they win as they beat the Talladega Tigers in a battle of Tigers tonight by a score of 35-0. Red Threads bringing you during our commercial breaks are stay put preview box, we call it. But they do so much more than that, folks. They're big in our community. They provide all of our muscle team shirts with Young Oil Grub Mart, our Anniston Orthopedic score shirts for our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. And, of course, they provide our RO Supply Touchdown T-shirts as well. And they have a storefront in Jacksonville. Check them out on the square in Jacksonville. Red Threads, powered by O-Brand. We are highlights the rest of the way. Got another special guest that's going to join us as we roll on this Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Tonight on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser, you just heard Spring Garden head coach Barrett Ragsdale. Earlier, we had the director of communications for the Alabama High School Athletic Association, Ron Ingram, and enjoyed spending time with him. You know, this is the 20th year of Noble Bank and Trust, and they have been having celebrations throughout the summer and into the fall at their locations all across East Alabama. They've got another one coming up November 21st in the Alexandria office right there on U.S. Highway 431. And they have been in business for 20 years. Enjoyed hanging out at their actual 20th year celebration at their Anniston location last week. Noble Bank and Trust bringing you our post-game presser on these football Friday nights. For the first time tonight, we're joined now by Chad Barnett and Coach Michael Short here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Chad, you were on the road tonight over to Heflin. An interesting game. I asked Coach Short earlier in the week, I said, because I knew he'd watched some film and had familiar with Cleveland County, watched some film on Bullitt County, and he thought this was going to be a pretty good game tonight, and it indeed turned out to be a really competitive game tonight in 4A Region 3 between Cleveland County and Bullitt County.
Yeah, no doubt. We've talked about the last few weeks what could have been for this team because so many tough one-loss battles this year. really down the stretch, they played really good football. Last week, they had a great win against Mumford, so they're now looking to back that up with another big win against Bullitt County. So how would they look tonight whenever they faced off with Bullitt County at home? Let's go to the highlights and see how this one actually played out. We arrived at the beginning of the second half. It's 7-6 Bullitt County. Now, Heflin had a kickoff return right as we were coming in. They missed the extra point. That's why it's 7-6. So all the scoring here in the third quarter was nothing. Defensive battle back and forth. Heflin, though, would gain some steam here in the fourth quarter as we pick it up right here. Huge play. Jalen Baker, double pump, and he's going to hit Cade Schubert down the left side line. Touchdown, and that is going to be a lead for Heflin for the first time tonight. RO Supply touchdown t-shirts. So 2-point conversion for Heflin, trying to make it an easy 7-point lead, and that's going to be a fumble recovered by Bullitt County. No good on the 2-point conversion, so it's 12-7 Heflin. Ensuing kickoff. Later on, I heard Vaughn Lee on the sideline and said, why did we kick it deep? And this is why he was frustrated. Jaquez Pearson, 92 yards for the ensuing kickoff touchdown. That puts Bullitt County right back on top. 14-12 is the score with 8 minutes to go. Heflin, though, with the ball. This is going to be a 3rd and 15. Beautiful play here just to make it 4th and short and have a chance to convert on the first down. Heflin does convert. You'll see a little extra stuff at the end of this play. Bullitt County was called for a 15-yard penalty, but whatever was said to them made them mad because the next 3 plays were all negative plays. Bullitt County huge on defense. This would make Heflin now punt from the 50-yard line, but still alive here just a few minutes ago. A beautiful, beautiful punt here. Goes down to the 1-yard line and really pins them deep with about 2 minutes to go. They've still got 2 timeouts. There you see the ball on the half-yard line. First down, and this is going to be a run up the gut, and that's going to get them out of the back of the end zone. They would drive it down the field. This would be a big 3rd and 8. And this, Tykelis Wallace, phenomenal quarterback, athletic kid, gets the first down. They would kneel it and run out the clock. Heflin drops another tough one tonight, and I mean tough one. 14-12 is the final score.
Chad, the athleticism of Bullitt County. Let's talk about that. We saw Pearson. We saw Wallace there. This is as athletic a team as you're going to see in Class 4A, but Cleburne County, the grit and toughness hanging in there with a team that, from an athlete standpoint, it looked like you were there. There are a lot more athletes in those white jerseys.
Yeah, a lot of popping, though, on both sides. It was a physical game, and they really played well on both sides of the ball. Defensively, I mean, it was one of those played in between the 30s, as they say. The entire third quarter, nobody could really gain any steam because the defenses were playing so tough.
Coach Short, it's and you and I talked a little bit about this week, talked about Cleburne County, the improvement that they have made. Last year they won 2 football games. They've still got another one left. They've got a chance to, if they can win at White Plains, they've got a chance to double that to 4 wins. And hey, St. James, Tallahassee,
so many
Bullitt County. I mean, they're very close to being maybe a number 3 seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's as they were looking, at the games. That's what they thought what they could be. But yeah, they've improved. They've improved defensively a ton. Because if you look at the scores, they're not. Last year was getting beat 40 and 50 points in some games, and this year they cut that in half. And offensively, they've had a lot. They've had a lot of injuries on their offensive line. You see that number 61 in height, but they're getting better. If Coach Lee will do a great job, and he's changing the culture, and the fans are going to be there. It's always going to be crowded, and but the difference is the athletes they're seeing.
How important is it to get that quarterback thing solidified? Because he's a young kid. They made that change, and that's kind of the future. That's got to be big, right, to build what he's wanting to continue on?
Yeah, because you knew that early in the spring, he played some in the spring, that the Schubert kids can be used in so many different ways. And I think you saw that they use him as a receiver. And sometimes he plays quarterback too, but the little Baker kid's getting better and better each week at a quarterback, and that'll be their quarterback of the future.
Coach, this is a very young team. I believe their entire secondary is sophomores, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so at a lot of places, they're 9th and 10th graders and things like that. With the improvement that they showed this year, hanging in with just about everybody in that region, winning more games than they did last year, tell us about the future at Heflin.
It can be summed up real quickly. We're looking at December in the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't hide from it.
Reclassification.
No, reclassification. Okay. And they talk about waiting for the meeting. That's what everybody calls it.
What's coming down in December?
Well, in the coaching world, they all talk about the meeting. That's what they call it. The coaches talk about the meeting. They're all waiting for the meeting. And that's not just there. It's a lot of places. And it's a big difference in being in the South than it is in the North in the number of athletic defensive linemen. You saw that when you seen that picture of 44 there. He's 6'5". You don't see a lot of those type kids in the North in 4A or really in all the classifications.
All right, so in a little bit, we're going to show highlights of Anniston and White Plains. You were at that game as well.
Yeah, they have them.
And we're going to talk about a matchup that is pretty important, I think, coming up. We'll save that for later on, that Thursday night matchup between White Plains and Heflin coming up next week. But right now, we want to talk about our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. Guys, I want you to hang in here with me on this. Our Player of the Week this week is Alec Ashley. He's the quarterback at Sandrock High School. Last week, they're playing Cedar Bluff. Guys, that's a pretty big rivalry, isn't it?
Yeah.
County rivals. Alec Ashley, guys, he completed 27 out of 35 passes. That's pretty good.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. 462 yards. Is that good?
That's not bad.
All right. They put 68 points on the board against Cedar Bluff, winning 68-40. That's the most ever points that Sandrock has ever scored in school history.
Wow.
Okay, and so I think that's pretty good. Guys,
they got some good teams in the past. I mean, it's got a good program. Yeah.
But we saw them early. We saw them early, and I
Mm-hmm.
talked about that kid is Penny. I mean, he's got a chance to be a good one.
8 touchdown passes against Cedar Bluff last week. 8, Chad.
Yeah.
That is tied for second in state history, all time in state history. Second all time in state history. 8 touchdowns in one game.
And made Coach Jake away happy.
He sure made Tanner Nelson happy last week, for sure. Alec Ashley is our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. We'll have a plaque that we're going to get to him. And what a game he had. They won again tonight against Gaston. They're headed to the Class 2A state playoffs in a couple of weeks. Johnson's Giant Food, we showed you earlier, our concession stand of the week out at Walter Welborn, a $100 gift card courtesy of Johnson's going to the Welborn Athletic Club. Hey, tomorrow we got a big day of college football. Auburn kicks it off with Arkansas, Alabama, South Carolina. We got games going throughout the afternoon into the nighttime hours. Texas A&M and LSU, a lot of big games going on. Vanderbilt and Missouri.
Minus a few officials.
Yeah, there you go. Some officials have. You need to go to Johnson's Giant Food. They've got locations in Jacksonville. They're in Coldwater. They're in Gadsden. They're in East Gadsden. They're in Attala. Coming soon to Southside as well. And they've got everything you need for your tailgate needs, especially out of that famous Johnson's Deli. Go in there and get you some chicken fingers, chicken salad, and all the fixings. Johnson's Giant Food bringing you our concession stand of the week. More highlights on the way. Region Rundown with our fine friends from Team 1 Chevrolet in Gadsden. We got all the regions coming up and a whole lot more as we roll on this Football Friday night.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
We are coming to you tonight and every Friday night from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Aniston. And Sound Solutions, they are the experts here in East Alabama for offering rental, installation, and live production, full service, audio, video, and lighting company. They are trusted and have been trusted for years now in East Alabama by schools and churches and corporations and event venues all across not only East Alabama, but the state of Alabama. They can handle the tech so that you can focus on your message or your mission. We are back here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett. Chad, you traveled not only to Heflin, but you were at Aniston tonight. Aniston and White Plains playing tonight. Aniston already had a region championship sewn up. You think maybe the Bulldogs might have a little letdown and just kind of skate on by White Plains tonight. No chance of that happening.
I'm going to tell you a reason why. Young man by the name of Elijah Lanier, also known as Eli Lanier. Fast, track star, won the state championship in 110 and the 300-meter hurdles. Pretty good stuff. Yeah. Also holds offers in football from Tulane, Liberty, Tuskegee, and also App State. So not bad, well-rounded. Yep. He was ready to play football tonight. Let's go to the highlights and see how this one took place as we see the Aniston Bulldogs, the region champion Aniston Bulldogs, coming out tonight. Rico Jackson, head coach, making sure his team starts out fast. But White Plains, a little trickery to start. Onside kick, it's going to come off a Bulldog shoulder pad. White Plains will recover. They get the ball. They got all the momentum. Everything's going well. And then Lanier picks off this pass, and he's going to take it back untouched. Touchdown Bulldogs, 6-0 after the extra point was no good, but they are on board and their offense has not been on the field quite yet. Touchdown t-shirts by RO Supply. More Aniston defense. They were just all over the field tonight. White Plains without a first down for the entire first quarter in this contest despite 3 separate drives. This, another Elijah Lanier pick 6. This time putting them on top 12-0 after the extra point was no good, and he was just playing like a dog tonight, literally and figuratively. White Plains back on offense, and again, just into the wall of black jerseys, and they would get the ball finally on offense with 5:14 to go, up 12-0, and they would go to the ground. John, I heard you mention him earlier on in the show. Jabari Williams, Big first down run there. More Jabari Williams. This is going to be a keeper over the right side. You'll see a hold right there at the last second at the 1 yard line. They would call this touchdown back for that hold, but all you're doing is really delaying the inevitable because back comes Williams. This time goes round the same just about route. In there for another touchdown, and that would put the Bulldogs on top. 20-0 after this 2-point conversion was good. The Bulldogs were out strong and fast tonight, and they did not look back as they go on to win this one fairly easily tonight, 51-6, showing no mercy to the rest of the schedule.
Hey, Jabari Williams, you see him, the great running back is always smile, 3.5 GPA. You can vote for him in 21 minutes. You can vote for him at the High School Football Alabama webpage for our F&M Bank Spirit Scholarship. That'll be in about 21 minutes. Coach Short, from a coaching standpoint, how does that make you feel to see a team who's got everything going for them? They're undefeated, but they're ranked number 4 in the state. They've got the region title wrapped up. They got a home field advantage in the playoffs. They got a big rival next week coming up in Jacksonville at Jacksonville on Thursday night. Every excuse in the world to look ahead, to maybe just kind of go through the motions tonight. And coach, they didn't do it. From a coaching standpoint, how much do you love to see that?
Well, I enjoy seeing it because it means that Coach Jackson is doing his job. I mean, he's teaching those kids the culture of, look, every game counts. You know, we can't waste a game. We can't waste a rep. So, they're doing it at practice. They're getting better every day. And teams like that can overcome those things are teams that will make a deep run in the playoffs. And I will say this, when I was always talking about Southern speed, in bigger defensive line. You don't see those big defensive line, but there's nobody as fast as Anniston in the north. And there won't be that many people in the South that are as fast, especially up front on the defensive side. They make a living on their defense. And they've got a great offense, but they make a living on their defense. And how many, 2 picks tonight?
2 pick sixes. The first the opening 2 drives for White Plains. Pick six.
So they're up 12-0.
They're up 12-0. Offense hadn't even been on the field.
Wow.
Yeah,
that sets the tone.
Kick and then 2.
That sets the tone for a ball game. And they're just, and they've got, and they do a good job with their kicking games. They don't have to kick a whole lot. Because they do a good job of running the football and playing good defense. You know what that means? That's championship type material there.
They've already won a region championship and chasing another one.
Could be.
Let's go now to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, our very first region rundown tonight. And we're going to Class 4A. And we talked about it last week. This was a winner-take-all region title game tonight in Tuskegee between Handley and Booker T. Washington. And Handley, maybe the most underrated team in this state in any class. I mean, they're only 9-1 and a region champion. They won tonight big time. I think it was 42-14. They beat Booker T. Washington. So there it is. It's all set. Handley's the 1, Booker T. Washington the 2. Bullitt County with that win tonight over Heflin. They go to 3. Tallahassee beat Talladega. You saw that 35-0. That wraps up the 4. So that's the region right there in Class 4A Region 3. Tallahassee, Bullitt County will be on the road. Booker T. Washington, Handley will be at home. Let's go to Class 4A Region 6, and this is all decided tonight. The only thing that really was up for grabs was the 3-4. Anniston already had the region championship wrapped up. Alexandria the 2. Cherokee County wins at Asheville 42-18 tonight. So they're the 3. Asheville the 4. And then on down through there, Aniana, Hokes Bluff, White Plains, Etowah. Let's talk about a couple of things, guys. Let's go back and talk about this game next week between White Plains, who's in Region 6, Cleburne County, who's in Region 3, playing a non-region game Thursday night out at White Plains. I really think White Plains, the records, 3-6, 1-6 in region play, but you could see improvement from White Plains this year. You could see improvement for Cleburne County. This has developed, Coach Short, into a pretty doggone good rivalry now. They're next door neighbors, White Plains and Heflin. I think this is an important football game for both of these schools next week. May not mean anything as far as region standings, going to the playoffs and those kind of things. Their 2 seasons will end next Friday night. But going into the offseason, I think it's a really important game for both programs. What do you think, Coach?
It's an important game for both of them because you want to win that last game of the year to have momentum going into the offseason. But they're they're very competitive. They're not in the same region in football. But if I'm not mistaken, a lot of our basketball and baseball were in the north.
Always went back.
So those were always good rivalry games too. So I guess it's the last game of the year, and you'll find out, the programs, what direction are they headed. It'd be so easy for some of those kids to say, I just got one game left, let's start our next season. Let's go look at that. Let's look at basketball or wrestling or whatever you're going to do. But I think knowing the coaches on both teams will come out there and they'll give it their best shot and let the best man win.
Well, I'll say this. Coach Fulmer tonight on the sideline did not look like he was ready for wrestling at all. He wanted this win tonight.
Yes.
I think they're definitely putting the wrestling on the back burner for right now. Mm-hmm. It will be there for sure for them, but they wanted to win this football
And Chad,
game
on the Anniston side of things, Thursday night as well, Anniston and Jacksonville, which, Jackson and Alexandria, I think has been the biggest Calhoun County rival game in the last few years. But I'm not so sure it's maybe not Anniston and Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. All those guys know each other. A lot of those guys are related to each other. Mm-hmm. They're 12 miles apart. You want to talk about another intense game? Jacksonville's going to the playoffs in 5A. Anniston's going in 4A. But somebody asked me this week, so what do you think the attitude's going to be? You think they're going to take the foot off the gas this week? And I'm like, not a chance in this game between Anniston and Jacksonville.
Well, if anything, showed you, like you said, basically the regular season, what could have beens are already done. Anniston got those things done. So tonight meant nothing as far as that proverbial sense goes, but it makes you think that they're going to go into this game with a mat on. And they've been out to prove a lot of people wrong this year, and Anniston has.
And what you might see in a game like this, they're going to be in the playoffs, is they may decide to hold back. I mean, still play hard, still try to win the game, but not pour out your whole offense out there. But then some coaches look at it, let's throw a few tricks out there. Just give them something to work on.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I would say if you're a high school football fan, just add another day to your weekend. You got college on Saturday, pros on Sunday, high school on Friday. Add another high school night Thursday and pick out. There's a lot of games going on, as we said, 14 going on in this part of the state. But that Anniston-Jacksonville game, that Cleburne County White Plains game are going to be big ones.
It's been on a Thursday night. And what's the next night? What's on
Halloween.
Friday? There's going to be a lot of trick-or-treating going on Thursday night because they're going to throw a lot of tricks out there. So that's why I'm saying I'm referencing that because a lot of these teams are going to do a lot of trick plays. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and come out on Thursday to see a lot of tricking going on.
All right.
And Coach, that's not where I thought you were going with that.
Well,
I thought you were going
but
with...
that's on Friday. Well, them goblins are going to be out there.
Goblins and boogers.
Boogers. Well,
yes.
I didn't want everybody to explode in there if I said it again, but they could be. I mean, they might be tricks and boogers and goblins.
There you go.
It's that time of year, folks. That's for sure. Let's tell you about the Calhoun County Commission. They bring you after the game each and every Friday night, talking about Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson. They support all of our schools in Calhoun County, and they also support all of our tourist attractions, big supporters of tourism, the big events that are going on. They are involved in this county, bringing you after the game each and every Friday night as we expose all these great cheerleaders and band members and coaches and players from all throughout Calhoun County and the concession stands as well. Time for our next extra point of the night, presented by another guy who loves Calhoun County, State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Most folks don't know this, but Jacksonville Christian's Noah Lee has now thrown 136 touchdown passes in his career. The Thunder quarterback now ranked second all-time in state history for career touchdown passes thrown. Lee is just ahead of current Sylacauga head coach Chris Smelly, who played at American Christian down in Tuscaloosa. But he's behind, and I don't think he's going to catch, former Piedmont quarterback Jack Hayes, who threw for an incredible 158 touchdown passes. We got a special guest that's going to join us next here on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
High school football, Alabama, after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We work very closely with the quarterback club of Calhoun County. They've had a great season, and some folks might say they've saved the best for last. Coming up this Monday night, October 27th, former Georgia and NFL quarterback Jake Fromm will be right down the street here at the Anniston Country Club speaking. And then on November the 3rd, Holly Rowe from ESPN will be in town here in Anniston. Not too late for you to be involved. They also are involved, of course, with the Media Day of the Country Club in late July every year. They're involved in giving about $20,000 in scholarship money to high school football players from Calhoun County. Also, each and every Monday night during these meetings, they bring in high school coaches and players from the schools around Calhoun County every week to speak and give an update on their team as well. And you see the number there on the screen. Call David Woodard, great guy. He'll set you up and you can be involved with the quarterback club of Calhoun County, great friends of high school football, Alabama, after the game. Coach Michael Short is back on the set with us, and we are very pleased to be joined by a guy who covers high school football up in DeKalb County. He's covered football all around the state of Alabama. The guy's won an Emmy with ESPN, so he's putting all of us to shame here on After the Game. Mark Everett Kelly in with us tonight, and you are literally right off the road from a big game tonight up at Coolidge-Isbell Stadium in Geraldine. We mentioned that top 10 matchup, a region title game between Fife and Geraldine tonight. Know a lot of folks in 3A around here, Westbrook and Piedmont and Glencoe and Welborn. Even though in the first round of the playoffs they don't match with that region, but we're expecting some of those teams to make deep playoff runs, and there's a likelihood that they may run across a Fife or a Geraldine. So tell us about the games tonight. First, I'm sure these are not only the region title game, but they're like 8 miles apart.
Yeah.
And it's standing room only tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And they're great. It was the atmosphere. Everybody was ready. Everybody from both sides, you had fans from both sides ready to play. And the thing that really you knew it was going to be was physical.
Yes.
And you knew Fife was going to be physical because they are physical, okay? And they're going to come out and they're going to pound you consistently. Well, Geraldine matched them tonight. First drive of the game, Geraldine gets stopped. They give the ball back to Fife. Fife drives down. Geraldine stops them on 4th down. deep in their territory. Geraldine then goes on an 18-play, 8-minute drive.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
18 plays. 18
play. It was like watching Super Bowl 25 with the Bills and the Giants. Okay, and with an Otis Anderson, run the ball down their throat. John Beck Wade, Eli Slager, Rob Braxton Franklin, Cooper Johnson pounding the ball. They only get a field goal out of it, 3-0. Fife comes down again. Geraldine stops them again on 4th down, deep in their territory. 3-0 at halftime. So Fife's the second half team, everybody knows. And wins over Pisgah and wins over Collinsville. They outscored them 71-0 in the second half. They continue to pound you. First possession, second half, Ryder Gibson takes 51 yards for a touchdown. So now Fife is up. Geraldine answers right back. John Beck Wade, 56-yard touchdown run. And from there, Geraldine took over. And talk about a star, John Beck Wade tonight. He made the plays. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. He was one of them. Eli Slager, a big interception that, again, prevented Fife from getting back into the game. And Geraldine, when usually Fife's the ones that pound you in the fourth quarter, Geraldine pounded them in the fourth quarter. And we know how great Fife is. We know how great of a program they are. Geraldine really showed people something tonight, that they're a factor and they're a team to be reckoned with.
Mark, this is a team, this Geraldine program, you go back over the last 2 or 3 years, I don't want to say that they've had Fife's number, but some people would say they've had Fife's number the last couple of years.
They beat them 3 out of the last 5.
Wow.
And this was another 17-6, same thing, was the same time, the last time they beat them. Okay, now Fife, coming into the game, Fife had won 9 of the last 11, but they'd split the last 4.
Wow.
And usually it goes, okay, well, Geraldine can beat Fife. Fife will then beat Sylvania, and Sylvania will beat Geraldine. And that's how it went. But this year, Sylvania wasn't as strong. Geraldine pounded them, and now they beat Fife. And now they're region champs. And, I mean, those people were excited after the game. It was party atmosphere. And they deserved it. I mean, these kids played outstanding. And really, you talk about the communities, okay, Fife's a proud community, Geraldine, right next to each other. And then you have Plainview right down the road, which took care of business too tonight. It was a great night to be in DeKalb County.
Yeah, Sand Mountain, we talked about this on your show earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. Sand Mountain, 3 top 10 matchups, basically on Highway 75.
That's right.
Begin at Higdon with North Sand Mountain and Pisgah, come down to Rainsville, Plainview, Madison Academy, come on down to Geraldine, Fife and Geraldine. I think the epicenter of high school football tonight in this state, 3 top 10 matchups and 3 different classifications, was on Sand Mountain tonight.
Yeah, great. And these are real talented teams. And Pisgah had lost to Fife and Plainview. And they wound up winning tonight, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, it just shows you the quality of teams.
And Plainview won big tonight.
Plainview won big.
Academy.
Yeah,
Yes.
49-27, and they got some real big-time players there. Again, like I said yesterday, they really are sponges for their coaches. Jeremy Pruitt and Dale Pruitt are just, they bought in totally to those guys. What a pleasure it is for them to be taught by those guys.
Coach Short, you knew it was not going to be long. Dale Pruitt, one of the greatest coaches in high school football in this state's history, and a legend in Rainsville. And then you bring Jeremy in, one of the greatest, maybe the best defensive coach in this country now in football at any level, coaching your defense over there. You knew it wasn't going to be long before Plainview got this thing turned around. Here they are, 9-0 and a region champ, playing in 4A as well.
Can you imagine how good their secondary is? That's what I was telling people. I mean, you reckon they know how to line up? You reckon they know how to line up and play defense in the secondary? Yeah, and it's almost not fair. I mean, it's what some coaches would think, just how well coached they are in certain positions, and it stands out. You can see it real quick. You watch film, in a hurry, they can do so many more things that a lot of people can't do, just because of the knowledge that they have.
Pisgah wins the region championship in 2A. Plainview wins it in 4A. Come down the highway there. Geraldine wins it in 3A. A lot of great football there. We are going to take a look right now at our local 3A regions now as we go back to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. This is Class 3A Region 4. Mark, going a little bit further south here, Glenwood School, that's in Smith Station, 6-0. They won that region. Lee Scott Academy, the 2. Randolph County, with their win tonight, big over Beulah, they're going to wind up being the 3 team. Dadeville comes in at 4 after they beat Childersburg tonight. So that's the top 4 in that region. Randolph County will be on the road. Coach, one of the things we're going to be talking about all night tonight is, we talked about this with Eric Ragsdale from Spring Garden. We've got a number of teams, especially in that 3 slot from here in East Alabama, that are going to be really tough outs going to take on a runner-up across the state, maybe in a weaker region. I think Randolph County may be going to Isabella first round. I think Randolph County is one of these teams that's a really dangerous team in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, you let Mo get started, and you're going to have a hard time tackling him. But usually in the first round, that's some of your best matchups, is your 2-3 matchups. It's not usually your 1-4. That's like 89% win is your 1 versus 4. 1 wins it. But that 2-3 is always interesting. It is the best games in the first round is your 2-3 matchups.
And we go now to Class 3A Region 6, 9-team region. So this is not decided. Everybody thinks it's decided, but it is not yet decided because they still have all region games coming up next week. Now, Ohatchee season is over. They played their last game. They have an open date next week. But you got Piedmont and Welborn that played tonight. So you got Welborn now in Westbrook next week over in Rainbow City Friday night. And then you got Glencoe going to Piedmont. If Glencoe could go in and upset Piedmont, and assuming Westbrook were to beat Welborn, you could have a 3-way tie for first. So things not decided yet in this region. We're going to have head coach of the Piedmont Bulldogs, Jonathan Miller, with us on the show next Friday night after that Glencoe game, and there'll be a lot to talk about. But Coach, your thoughts on this region? The thing we know is we know who the top 4 are going to be. Yes. Pennington, Weaver, Ohatchee, Locust Fork, Sachs, they're all out. There's no chance. Now we know the 4 that are going. It's Welborn, it's Glencoe, it's Westbrook, it's Piedmont. The order that they're going into, that remains to be seen. Now, if the favorites win, Piedmont would be 1, Westbrook would be 2, Glencoe would be 3, and Welborn would be 4. We talk about teams that might go on the road and cause some problems. That Glencoe and Welborn, if they're the 3 or 4, unless there's some big upsets happen, those could be tough outs for somebody over in West Alabama as well with those 2 teams coming in.
It wouldn't surprise me if 4 teams out of this region win the first round.
Could happen.
But if it didn't, I'd be surprised if at least 3 don't.
Yes, absolutely. So it's still a lot of football to be played. Keep in mind, this is a 9-team region, so that means that there are still region games to be played next week. And as a matter of fact, if you look at that, the top 4 that are going play each other next week. Yeah. Piedmont taking on Glencoe, Westbrook taking on Welborn. That's the 4 that's going to the playoffs. What order they're going into will depend on the outcomes of those games in Rainbow City and in Piedmont next Friday.
And I had a chance to talk to Glencoe's first-year coach and Westbrook Christian, too. They're turning around their whole programs. You knew good things would come into Glencoe this year. To see how good they've gotten really is amazing. Same thing with Westbrook Christian. Top-notch facilities being built over there.
Absolutely. And Glencoe, Asheville, probably the 2 most improved teams here in East Alabama.
It's nice to see for Edward County, too.
So that is that's 3A, and in the region that you covered, so we know that Geraldine's the 1, 5's the 2, Collinsville 3.
Yep.
And Sylvania 4?
No.
Who's the 4?
I do not think Sylvania's going to make it. I know Collinsville will be one of the teams. The 4th team, I still got to look. It might be Sylvania, but I haven't looked at that.
And we talk about another double tough team going on the road in the first round, Collinsville.
Collinsville is tough.
Not an easy game for somebody.
I mean, Gavin Lang, Mike
McAteer, quarterback.
McAteer. They have Silas. They got a lot of good players there.
And it's still a young team. They're mostly juniors, right?
Yeah. And I mean, and they're fast and they play aggressive.
You got a good coaching staff too.
Yeah, Willingham. Yeah, Ernie Willingham. And they played again. They played 5 even in the first half. And I thought the biggest problem they have is they don't believe yet that they're as good as they are. Yes. They got really good aggressive linebackers too. that get caught out of position 1-2 plays a game, and that's usually what costs them. But they're to me, they should be, their talent level is right up there with the rest of the region.
Well, Mark, before we let you get out of here and before we get to our East Alabama Top 10, I want you to hang around for that. Tell folks how they can find your content. If folks want to get plugged into some great content of all these great teams up on Sand Mountain in DeKalb County, you got it covered better than anyone. How can they find your content?
Now, if you go on Facebook, you look up Mark Everett Kelly, you can see all the postings I have. I covered a lot of volleyball this year, covered a lot of football. Friday night, I'm always at 2 or 3 games. And I'm on TikTok too, Mark Everett Kelly. You can find me under that. We're building a website, Northeastern Sports Alabama. And I think just for DeKalb County, there isn't as much video coverage, there isn't many interviews, there isn't much of 1-2 minute highlights that you could show. And that's what I'm trying to really make a market for. And the kids love it because it's what they watch, and the parents love it because they get, kid gets to be a big shot, the grandparents get to be proud and everything. And really, at this point, this is what you want. You want to give them, reasons to feel good. You want to give them reasons to feel proud. The community to be, hey, you know what? This is our player. This is our kid. This is our school. Those are all the things I love to do. And I mean, I was walking on Plainview Field before the game tonight. I'm thinking, man, how lucky am I to be doing this?
We all
how
feel
lucky
that
am I
way.
to be doing this?
We all, guy that loves kids and loves high school football, Mark Everett Kelly. Look him up on Facebook. All right, Mark, we do a thing here in our Sound Solutions Media Center. Welcome you in here tonight on Quintard Avenue in Anniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Our awards to remember, East Alabama Top 10. This is our top 10 regardless of classification. This is not saying that this 1A school is better than this 6A school. We're talking about relative to their classification and who they play. Some changes, couple of changes, not many, but we do have some changes to our East Alabama Top 10 tonight. Number 10, we said they were coming before this season's over. The Handley Tigers in at number 10 in our East Alabama Top 10, won a region title tonight. They're 9-1. Coach Chris White doing a great job. Number 9, moving up a spot this week, Westbrook Christian. They got Welborn next week. They win. They're going to wrap up at least a home field advantage in the Class 3A playoffs and maybe a 9-1 record if they can win next week. Number 8 in our East Alabama Top 10, Pleasant Valley, best record in school history. Now, official with that win tonight is they won at section. They're now 9-1. They will have an open date next week and a home playoff game coming in 2 weeks. Number 7 in our East Alabama Top 10, Moody. Wow. They got 2 losses, but those 2 losses are to monstrous schools, Gainesville, Georgia, and Auburn. They won a region title. Big win tonight. They're solid at number 7. Number 6 in our East Alabama Top 10, Alexandria. Won again tonight on the road at Etowah, 40-22. If they can win, they'll be a big favorite Thursday night playing at Munford. They'll be 9-1. 2 years ago, Coach Short, they were, I know Coach Ginn doesn't want us to talk about this, but 2 years ago they were 1-9, and now they got a chance Thursday night to turn that thing up 180 degrees in the other direction and go 9-1.
And they're still young.
Very much a junior
they're very
team.
much still young football team.
Number 5 in our East Alabama Top 10, Central of Clay County. You were at the game tonight. I know Danny Horn, and we'll see the post-game reaction and all that. He had to love this game. 6-3 tonight. They beat 6A Pell City on the road.
And he don't have much of a voice, so we did an interview and you couldn't hear him. He was just whispering because it'll be a different type video because everybody looks for big highlight plays, but there wasn't a lot of them because there was a lot of highlight defense. And it's the kind of game I like. To me, it was the best football. And I've seen some great football games this year, but for me, loving defense like I do, that was one of the best football games I've seen this year.
I'm the same way. I'm a big Alabama fan, and in the 90s, people didn't like the Gene Stallings 13-6 games and 14-9 games, but I loved them, and we had that game tonight. Number 4 in our East Alabama Top 10, the Anniston Bulldogs, number 4 in the state in 4A, number 4 in all of East Alabama, undefeated, getting ready for that Thursday night showdown at Jacksonville. Number 3 in our East Alabama Top 10, Coosa Christian. Probably the most impressive win of the night. They go to Tuscaloosa Academy, who is ranked number 3. The state runner-up last year in 2A, went to the Super 7. Coosa beats them 56-21 tonight. Coach, you got some stats from that game, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, total-wise tonight, offensively, Coosa had 487 total yards.
Almost 500 yards against the number 3 team in the state.
And it was close till into the second quarter. And then they turned it up. Number 5, Kylene Johnson, 21 carries, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Pretty good.
And he's a 10th grader.
10th grader. Kylene Johnson, the name to remember. He's going to be a legendary name before it's over here in East Alabama high school football. Certainly Coosa Christian, number 3. Number 2, had a chance to watch them tonight for the first time, Piedmont Bulldogs, just undefeated, getting ready to maybe have, if they can beat Glencoe next week, back-to-back 10-0 seasons for the Piedmont Bulldogs and Jonathan Miller. Very impressive tonight in every facet of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. They were dominant on the hill at Walter Wellborn, winning 56-16 tonight. And number 1, we talked about that was an impressive win, but Winterboro came in undefeated, ranked number 5 in the state, and Wadley, number 1, smashed them tonight, 49-13. Wadley being the number 5 team in the state, Winterboro tonight, to wrap up another region title. Certainly the favorite. I think this is a favorite for sure to win 1A. That's a favorite for 2A. They're going to be in the mix in 3A. They're going to be in the mix in 4A. They're going to be in the mix in 5A. Look out for them in 4A. Look out for them, Super 7, maybe in 5A. These 3 teams right here are going to be double tough to handle in the playoffs as well. I think this is not only the 10 best teams here in East Alabama, but Coach and Mark, I think these are 10 of the best teams in this state in their respective classifications.
Well, realize that Alexandria lost to them last play, basically the last play of the game. They're fixing to score and they throw an interception. What I need to let people know is with these 2 right here, all north, all south. Could be, looking ahead, could be a round 2 matchup with Jackson. Williamson. If they happen to have those games at home, let me go. See if there's not any game that these 2 are going to play with some of those teams out of Mobile. Oh,
only loss to them.
Yes.
Only loss to them. Pleasant Valley's only loss to Pisgah, undefeated.
And then turn around and beat North Sand Mountain.
Yes. Two losses, Gainesville, Georgia, and Auburn.
Yeah.
7A schools equivalent. Only loss here to them. Only loss to them, 6A Benjamin Russell, who will be a deep 6A playoff team. No losses. Their loss, Pierce County, Georgia, that was one of their losses. Their loss to Pell City, a 6A team, virtually in the last play of the game. Piedmont undefeated, Wadley undefeated. That's a strong resume, Mark.
I got a good friend that's on the Coosa Christian coaching staff, so I hear a lot about them every week. And Moody, I mean, St. Clair kind of really put a lot into their football programs. Nice to see them in Pleasant Valley. Come on. You got to feel good for them finally rising up to that level.
Best record in school history tonight with that win at 9-1. So our East Alabama Top 10 presented by Awards to Remember. Let's tell you about the Ted's Floors and Beyond, their Team of the Week. We're going to show you some of our highlights from Alexandria this morning. I was out there at their pep rally to present them Team of the Week, and we'll name our Team of the Week coming up a little bit later on in the show. Ted's Floors and Beyond. Not only hardwood, carpet, tile, but also they are now doing cabinets. They're doing complete kitchen makeovers. They're doing complete bathroom makeovers. They are your one-stop shop. Go to shopteds.com for all the details. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle and attach today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch.
The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Young Oil Grub Mart, we're about to show you this week's muscle team, but let's tell you about Young Oil Grub Mart. They now have this, they still have, I saw it today, the 99-cent bag of ice. You cannot beat that. If you're going to the tailgate, you need some ice, 99 cents. That's one of the things they're famous for. Sign up for their Super Saver card, available at all locations. That'll save you a lot of money on gas and fuel and things in the store as well. And their locations are everywhere across East Alabama. Cherokee County to Lee County, back over into St. Clair and Walker County. Grub Mart with many locations all across East Alabama. You know the best thing about Young Oil Grub Mart is they support high school football like nobody else here in East Alabama. Time for our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team. It's the Sandrock offensive line. You know, guys, we were talking about all those points and all those yards that Alec Ashley put up, the quarterback. Well, these guys right here made it happen. Creed Gillespie, Ezra Robinson, Colton Deering, Grayson Lane, and Jimmy Wells. That's the starting offensive line at Sandrock. 68 points, the most points in Sandrock football history. Over 500 yards of total offense, including all of those passing yards, those 8 touchdowns. None of that happens without those guys right there. They are going to receive those coveted, nice black Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team t-shirts. Congratulations to the Sandrock offensive line. We are back with Coach Michael Short and Chad Barnett. Got a lot of highlights coming up. We're going to spend this segment covering Class 3A Region 6 big time. We're going to begin with the 2 games that I was at tonight in this segment. My crew began out at Bill Bryan Stadium, out at Weaver tonight. Westbrook Christian coming in to take on the Weaver Bearcats. Senior night out there, Chad, but senior night was not very good for the Weaver Bearcats because of Westbrook.
Well, I know you talked about a region rundown a minute ago. Westbrook's still hanging on for hope for a share of the region title. A win tonight and next week with a Glencoe upset of Piedmont. It could happen. Yep. Then we'd have a share, a 3-way tie at the top. So first things first, though, tonight they do travel to Bill Bryan Stadium and take on the Weaver Bearcats. Let's go out to Bill Bryan Stadium and check out the highlights and see this one and how it played out. I believe we're going to see the senior night as it is for a lot of schools this evening as they're winding down the regular season. We're going to start out with Westbrook Christian on offense. And how many times have we seen this year? Brody Blevins finding Bo Kilgo for 36 yards and a touchdown. It's going to be PAT good, 7-0 Westbrook Christian. They're the touchdown t-shirts presented by RO Supply. Thank you again to them as always. Big gamble here for Weaver though. Going forward on 4th and 3 from their own 28-yard line, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Westbrook licking their chops now on offense with a short field to work. Brody Wood, 15 yards for the touchdown, and that would put the Warriors on top by a score of 14-0 after the extra point was good. And then this, Jonathan Hurstman blocks the punt. It's going to be down to the 1-yard line. Westbrook would recover. Taylor Brown's going to make easy work of this one from 1 yard away. Touchdown Warriors. They're up now 21-0 after this extra point, which goes for, could have been good for maybe 40, 45. It goes over the track. Beautiful leg there by the Westbrook kicker. And that is going to be the final score. Westbrook looking really strong tonight, 63-20.
We typically don't show you extra points, but Reed Barber kicked that one literally out of the stadium.
Yeah.
That's a deep end zone at Weaver if you've ever been to Bill Bryant Stadium. Then there's a track around it, and then there's the fence, and he kicked it all the way out of there. Every kickoff was a touchback tonight. But, we talked about, the Wellborn-Piedmont game and how Piedmont dominated in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. You just saw it right there. Westbrook did the same thing tonight. Offense, defense, special teams.
Think about Reed Barber. He's probably like, they scored too many touchdowns. I'm not getting to kick any field goals. So how else am I going to get noticed? So I'm just going to kick this extra point out the back of the end zone.
I noticed that number 51 scored a touchdown.
Yes, that was true.
There's got to be a reason for that.
He's not Caden Proctor, but
it's becoming a thing.
But it's becoming a thing. I was not totally surprised on the goal line there at the 1 yard line to see a lineman in the backfield and scoring the touchdown.
And sometimes if they do that, it's that extra lineman that comes in. He may play tight end some. He's not one of your original 5 because they still got a block for him. But you can imagine they were probably excited because everybody was rounding him. I'd like to know the backstory to why he got to get that carry, but who knows?
3A Region 6, the thing that strikes me, we just saw it with Westbrook, and we're about to see it with Piedmont in these next highlights. Both of these teams are, and no surprise with Jonathan Miller at Piedmont, no surprise with Steve Smith at Westbrook, are playing their best football of the year right now. They're peaking right now. You can see it. We saw it there with Westbrook. We're about to see it on the hill at Wellborn.
Piedmont's offense is just next level, along with the rest of their team, but they've scored 55 times this year. They've scored 60 more 3 times, meaning all the while averaging 50 points per game. Vaunted Bulldogs offense taking to the hill tonight in Wellborn. Let's go to the highlights and see how this one played out. As you see, we are at Jeff Smith Field, seeing the Panthers taking on the Bulldogs of Piedmont. Nice county rivalry here on the evening. The band highlight, this is Band of the Week.
I think we may have.
We may have Band of the Week.
Man,
okay. Wellborn Panthers. Band of the Week. No, here we go.
Here we go. All right. Now there's a little preview of our Band of the Week.
That was pregame.
There's the final score, yeah. All right.
We're going to come back.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Brothers kind of reverse
At least we know it's Jeff Smith Field.
It's Jeff Smith Field. That we are for sure. 29-0 Bulldogs over the Panthers as we arrive here at Jeff Smith Field. And they're going to go Cole Austin, 22 yards. More on the ground. Jackson Howard for 10 yards. This Bulldog offense, like I said, just been churning out big numbers all season. This would lead to a Howard 15-yard touchdown run. This would put him up after the PAT would be good. 36-0 would be the score once this is wrapped up and into the end zone. And there you go. Bulldogs adding to their lead after we got their touchdown t-shirts going up into the stands on the Piedmont side. RO Supply, thank you folks for sponsoring this part of the show for sure. Now to the Wellborn Panthers on offense, and it did not turn out well because this is going to be a scoop and score. Bentley Chandler puts it in the end zone. PAT is going to be good. 43-0 now Piedmont. Bulldogs back on offense. Ethan Tidwell for 29. Getting a little extra shot there at the end. That's why you love a good, strong running back right there. 29 yards, and then this 27-yard pass to Raleigh Pinto. I believe he had a couple punt returns tonight for touchdowns, correct?
132 yards on those 2 punt returns in the first half and 70 yards receiving and 2 more touchdown passes in the first half.
And Austin with a 4-yard touchdown run here. PAT would be good. 49-0 at that point when we left, and Piedmont 50 plus 5 times this year, 56-16.
Let me thank Michael Ingram, voice of the Bulldogs on Piedmont Radio, for those first half stats on Raleigh Pinto. You know, I don't know if you can call anybody underrated on this Piedmont team, but it's my first chance. I saw Piedmont in the Fall Jamboree at Ohatchee, but this is the first time I had a chance to watch them in the regular season. And the guy that strikes me as being very underrated on this team, Coach, if you could have anybody underrated, is that quarterback right there, Cole Alston. Not a lot said about him, you know, Pinto and the defense and the running backs and all that kind of stuff. But I was very impressed with him tonight. First-year starter for Piedmont. And, you know, he replaces a guy who led them to a 10-0 regular season. And now they're one game away from him stepping in as a first-year starter and having a 10-0 regular season.
You know, he runs the ball well. He's got a lot of speed. He throws the ball well. But, you know, everybody looks at all the catches that Pinto makes. Somebody's got to get it to him. Somebody has to throw it out there. So he's doing a good job running their offense. And they don't, when you walk out there on the field, a lot of times as a coach, you go look and you start watching them, they don't woo you with their size. But boy, they woo you when they get after it because they block well, they do all the little things right. But I want to say this, that whole region has to be one of the, at least the top 2 well-coached regions in the state.
Oh,
could be one of them.
Great coaches,
but there's some great coaches in this 3A region. They are.
You know, the thing about it is I think the reputation of this region, now sometimes it's been 3A Region 5, sometimes it's been 3A Region 6, but basically, guys, I think if you go around the state, especially in North Alabama, I think those folks over in West Alabama, those folks maybe up in Northeast Alabama, Northwest Alabama, I think there's a little fear there maybe a little bit about the teams that come out of this region because it has been proven over most of the last 15, 20 years or so that every team, 1 through 4 that comes out of this region is going to be athletic, physical, as you said, Coach, well coached.
Yeah.
These are going to be fantastic teams that come out of this region. This being a 9-team region this year, the last 2 years, makes that even more so.
Look back over the years that you had semifinal matches. But think when Randolph County was in there.
Yes.
And how many great games we had. And when Weaver was at their height. I mean,
And sacks.
Yeah.
When they were there,
we're good when Region 6 is deep. I mean, we're happy when Region 6 is happy. I mean, when they're deep and they've got good football teams all over, it's exciting to watch. And the same thing for 4A here. There's a lot of well-coached teams and there's some very good teams.
Absolutely. Going to be a fun round of the playoffs to watch. Let's tell you about our friends at USA Softball of Alabama. They bring you our scoreboard each and every Friday night. Tracy Morgan leads that organization. They got a great website. Check it out. I love going and looking at all the things they're doing. USASoftballofalabama.com. That's USASoftballofalabama.com. They're already into the 2026 season. If you have an adult team or a youth team you want to play USA Softball, they got great tournaments virtually every weekend. Even in the wintertime, go and check them out at USASoftballofalabama.com. More highlights still to come. Team of the Week and more as we roll on a Football Friday night.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Voting is underway for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship for our last 3 schools before we open up next Friday night with the final 40. You can vote right now at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page. You can vote for student athletes from Aniston, from Donahoe, and from Galesville High Schools. You know, Farmers and Merchants Bank has given away over $33,000 in scholarships to local high schools in just the last 7 years. They have the Spirit debit cards for every school in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. And they have 5 locations here in East Alabama, 110 years in business. This began in Piedmont. Now they're in Piedmont, Aniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and now in Center. Farmers and Merchants Bank bringing you High School Football Alabama's after the game. Football Friday night continues here. We're coming to you from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Quintard Avenue at Aniston, Midtown, right here at 12th and Quintard, Parker Memorial Baptist Church. The show presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short with us here. Got another game in Class 3A Region 6 tonight. Again, a team we've talked a lot about tonight. Now we're going to see them in action, the Glencoe Yellow Jackets.
56, 46, and 70. There's the last 3 offensive totals for the Glencoe Yellow Jackets in a 3-game win streak. Tonight, looking to make it 4 in a row before a big win or a big game. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. Big game next week against the Piedmont Bulldogs. Let's go to the highlights and see how this one played out. As we go to Glencoe and we arrive, it is 0-0 as the game would get started. Glencoe seniors would lead them out tonight, as we start off with Locust Fork on the offensive side of the ball. Starting off fast is Locust Fork. Nicholas Horn going to pick up 9 on the right side run. Then Horn, this time he's going to hit Jackson Wiley for a 15-yard gain. Hornets moving the ball on the plus side of the field now. This drive led to a Locust Fork touchdown by Nicholas Horn. 2-point conversion here would be good, making the score an even 8-0 as they start out well. This is the 2-point conversion here. Make it 8-0. So Locust Fork on top early, starting out very, very quickly. Glencoe, though, back on offense. They're going to pick up a first down here with Alex Hudson on a 10-yard run. Going to go to the man, Bronner McMurray, who's been a stud all year from that first game we saw him back against Welborn weeks ago. Seems like months ago now. That's going to be a 14-yard pickup for McMurray. More Glencoe on offense. This is going to lead to an Isaiah Young 14-yard scamper. He's going to be into the end zone. Touchdown, Glencoe. 2-point conversion would not be successful. Got the touchdown T-shirts going up into the stands. Presented by RO Supply. Nice catch out there, right? Tip drill.
A double turn right there.
Yeah, that's nice. In sync as well. So it's going to be 6-8 at this point. Glencoe is trailing Locust Fork on a nice run back here by Horn. 30 yards down to the plus side of the field. Locust Fork now back on offense again. Horn throwing to Cole Wright. It's going to be a 14-yard pass. Big fella going outside, and that would stall on a 4th down. Turnover on downs that would lead to this massive play here. Alex Hudson doesn't need any blocks down the stretch. He goes 70 yards for the touchdown, putting Glencoe on top. 12-8 after the extra point was unsuccessful. Locust Fork now fumbles. Glencoe recovers. and they would not look back from that point as Glencoe rolls tonight, 45-14 over Locust Fork.
Big win for Glencoe, and a lot of storylines in this game next week. Glencoe traveling to Piedmont. Not only do you have the possibility of a region championship, maybe a three-way tie going on there as well, but you got Bailey Blanchard returning back to his alma mater as the head football coach. At 27 years old, I don't know if he thought that quick that he would be leading a team in to play for a possible region championship into the field of champions. But here it is, going to be a lot of emotion in that game next week.
I think the cool thing about this is, we talked about all the coaches in this region. Coach Smith, Coach Miller, Coach Smith, a lot of wins there, and Bailey Blanchard is kind of that young guy coming in and really battling with all these guys that have this massive resume. It's pretty impressive.
There's some other White Plains. There's some other Piedmont guys on that staff with him too that'll be there from Thompson. Several of them. We had them here.
We had
on set here.
And I think just about all of those guys had some connection to Piedmont, whether either had a coach there or maybe played there.
Well, the thing that you have to look at also, when I see it as a coach, is not only are they, we always say, we just mentioned 4 coaches, but there's a lot of good assistant coaches on those staffs that don't even want to be a head coach, that could. And there's a lot of them on those staffs that could be head coaches that just choose not to be.
Be an interesting game coming up at the Field of Champions next Friday night in that 3A Region 6 between Glencoe and Piedmont. Guys, I got something you're going to love coming up here. This morning, I was out with the folks from Ted's Floors and Beyond. We were presenting last week's Team of the Week at the Alexandria Pep Rally this morning in the Larry Ginn Gymnasium. We're going to take you out there and show you some video of that. Got the orange shirts. The folks from Ted's just amazed me with their Ted's T-shirts, how they match the color. And they match that Alexandria orange perfectly there. There's the team. They're going to get the Aniston Orthopedics score shirts. There's Cole Sterling there, who graduated from Cherokee County.
It's not good. He's had to do this twice, so the Cherokee County Laws give the opposing team
he was a good sport about it today. And we also had that big awards to remember Tough Guy trophy. Look at Cole in there with the Alexandria folks. Now, let me show you what's coming up here. That's Cubby. Let me show you a couple of things that are coming up. I don't know if we've got them or not. Do we not? Oh, well, I thought we. Okay, let me show you this. This is something that you talk about name, image, and likeness, guys. Coach Short, you're going to really love this. In Ginn, we trust. Now, also, I think we got another picture here. We got another one. Ginn Cubby 25. And that's Bryant Ginn, that's Todd Ginn, that's Will Ginn. And they're in the Larry Ginn Gymnasium. And I'm sitting there thinking, I told all those guys, I said, y'all maybe could sell a lot of those shirts there and get you some name, image, and likeness money for the Ginns. Ginn Cubby 25 and In Ginn We Trust out there today at Alexandria.
Those glasses. I love those glasses on that little kid.
So they have great pep rallies at Alexandria. Todd Gins tells me, we got a bunch of kids missing. They're all going to the Alexandria volleyball down in Hoover today. And I look up there, and they brought the middle school in, and the place was packed. The band was packed, and it was, just unbelievable there. So we enjoyed the hospitality out at Alexandria today. And we'll be announcing coming up shortly this week's Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. That'll be coming your way very shortly here on After the Game. We'll be back in just a moment. We got more highlights, Team of the Week, Game of the Week. We're going to take you to Pell City for that Central of Clay and Pell City game. Defensive war tonight. All that still to come on After the Game.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school. with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
We saw a lot of hard hits tonight. Anniston Orthopedics is going to be the place to be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Their free Saturday morning sports injury clinic. You can see an orthopedic doctor. You'll get x-rays if needed. Most importantly, getting back on the field or the court as soon as possible. You don't have to worry about suffering all weekend. They are providing quality care and peace of mind every Saturday morning. Saw Dr. Vandervoort out at Welborn tonight. They had a couple of injuries there in the first half, and the folks from Anniston Orthopedics taking care of those players from Welborn on the sideline. They have sports trainers out there, a legacy of outstanding sports injury care on and off the field. Anniston Orthopedics, they provide our Ted's Floors and Beyond score shirts for our team of the week. Those are the Anniston Orthopedics score shirts. And, of course, they also present our comeback player of the week. Back on high school football, Alabama's after the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Back with Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett. It is game of the week time. Judd Edwards State Farm game of the week. We were not sure exactly this week in deciding where to send Coach Short, but I blew one earlier this year.
What was that game?
Hatchie and Piedmont.
That's right. Yeah.
I made the call on that one, and I blew that one. But I made up for it tonight. I'll promise you, down in Pell City.
Yes, you did.
Yes. So Danny Horn, one of those those old school coaches, right? Yeah. You'd rather look bad and win than look good and lose, right? One of those things. Well, offensively, maybe not the greatest nights tonight, but the bottom line is a win is a win is a win is a win. Let's go to the highlights and check this out as Central takes on Pell City. And the Panthers looking to knock off, dare I say, upset Central Clay. Not many people really saw it coming, but they would play extremely tough in this contest. See them meet at the field. Their first couple drives where both teams would stall. Central Clay punted their second possession. Brody Gossett over the middle to Mason Dates for 11 yards first down. Then Gossett connects with Dates again for another 15 yards and a first down. Pell City looking to put a good drive together here, but look at that pick. Full extension. That eliminates the entire scoring of the first half. So we go to the break. Still nothing as we head into the second half. Pell City getting the ball. They didn't do anything with it. So now Jace Boyd connects or catches that one for 23 yards and a first down. And then more to the air. Zion Newell, 15 yards. That moves the chains. Coach Horn liking seeing what he sees here. Maybe some offense coming. Second 21. All right, this is the big play of the night. It's going to be a 40-yard touchdown catch. Does the knee go down? Looks like the shin was a little close there. They say he stayed up. It's a touchdown. Extra point, no good, or it was blocked, so it's 6-0 at this point. Kamari Love, 16 yards to move the chains. Pell City hoping to get the ball in the end zone on this possession. Gossett drops back to pass, takes off for 11 yards, coming up just short of the first down. They're going to have to kick a 35-yard field goal. It is good with plenty of distance to spare. 6-3 now. It's a 3-point game. Central Clay, 1 minute left in the third quarter. They go for it on 4th and 2, but Pell City locks it up, stops them short. They get the ball back. The Panthers now trying a fake punt, but Gossett cannot connect with his receiver in the end zone. Coach Gentry looking on and hoping his defense can stop Clay Central one more time. They do. Clay has to punt. 4th and 13 now for Pell City. Gossett connects with Darrell Wade over the middle, 25 yards. That moves the chains. Pell City in business, 4th and 10. Gossett takes a snap, but he's taken down by Trendon Glenn and LaShamian Hardy. Central Clay takes the knee, runs the clock out. 6-3 would be the score. Clay Central holds on tonight with a big win in Pell City.
Appropriately ending on a defensive play to decide the game.
Yes.
And I don't know every score in the state. Now, we'll be out here at the Quintard 500 a little bit later on tonight after the show. When one of our traditions is Coach Short and I run through all the scores in the state, courtesy of Ron Ingram, who was on the show with us earlier, working hard to send out those scores. But I'll tell you, that will be my favorite game in the state tonight. 6-3. I love it. Coach, you were there. We're going to get to the post-game interview in just a minute, but before we do that, I know Coach Horn had to love this tonight.
He did because, like you said, the atmosphere was unbelievable. It was a playoff atmosphere. It was packed. There's nowhere for anybody to stand around the bleachers, and both bands are large and extremely loud, so that makes it. I used to think it was a rule about people playing when you have the ball, but undoubtedly it don't count anymore.
Apparently it doesn't.
But it was loud and loud. Yeah, they had those two and the little air horns. They were just blowing like crazy.
Beating sheet metal out of a lot of the places.
It was a well officiated game. That crew did an excellent job of officiating the game, and there wasn't a lot of late hits and personal fouls or anything like that. And just two teams getting after each other. That's what I liked about it. It was two well-coached football teams getting after it. And Central Clay had, I don't know how many fourth down stops tonight, one after another. And the biggest one right there at the end of the game, because we didn't show every little film, but Pell City twice had balls in the end zone that they just couldn't quite get there. It was just a little bit over. But you know why they were a little bit over? Because of that pass rush that Central Clay had. So Central Clay come through a lot of adversity tonight. Won a big defensive battle on the kind of best game I've seen this year.
Chad, I think you're going to take us to some post-game reaction here.
Let's check it out.
This is Coach Short with High School Football Alabama's after the game at Pell City with the victorious Danny Horn and the Central Clay Volunteers. Coach, I know you got to be proud of your defense tonight, but before you say anything, how about telling me who we got with us tonight?
This is Zamuki Newell and Amari Ward.
Guys, first of all, congratulations, guys. What a great victory here. Coach, I know you got to be proud tonight of your football team. You know, there's a lot of, adversity really on both sides, but this was, I think, was the kind of game you needed right here, game 10 for you going into the playoffs, and then a week off.
Yeah, we finally get a week off, but, that's why we schedule people like Pell City. They get you ready for the playoffs, and what a tremendous effort tonight, really on both sides. A great high school football game, and you think one side had the momentum, then it changed, and it's our defense gutted out when we needed it.
As always, the Clay Central people showed up tonight. Both sides had a great crowd, and it was a great crowd for both games. It was just an exciting football game to be a part of. Guys, what do you think? You got a week off now to get ready for the playoffs, but what do you think this game does for you going into the playoffs?
It prepares us for teams that we're going to see deeper on into the playoffs.
Same thing what he said. Pell City is a good team, playoff caliber team. We're going to play a lot of Pell Cities going on through the playoff.
Coach, eventually, again, you're going to face people that can throw the football well like they do, a well-coached football team, and I can't think that this does – it does a lot for your football team to face people like this.
It does, and, it's how you face adversity what matters. And, at times tonight we we had our backs to the wall, but we came through when we needed it. And football games are won by players making plays, and we just at the end we made one more play than they did.
That's true, and you got to also tonight, the first thing I noticed as the ball game went on, both of your lines of scrimmage did a lot good tonight. Offensive line blocked well at times, and their defensive line did well tonight. And that's what wins ball games, those guys up front.
Right, and they don't get all the credit that they deserve, but obviously if you win line of scrimmage, you're going to win a lot of games. And sometimes tonight we did, and sometimes they did. It just kind of went back and forth. But in the first half, we had a couple opportunities that we either had a negative play or a penalty, but it's just a great high school game.
It was, and just to sit there and watch you grind it out, both teams grinding, it's what high school football is all about. Guys, we're here at Pell City High School with the victorious Central Clay Volunteers.
Coach Short, I know you're talking about the best game you've seen all year, 6-3, and I know some people are out there. How is that exciting? I remember the first game I ever covered or saw here locally was 2000. I'm going to want to say it's 2002. I go to L.A. Bell Field. You guys are taking on North Jackson, and it was a cold night. North Jackson won. I don't mean to bring up anything bad. Semifinal, 10-3. It was Pro Throws, I think, last game at Heflin.
Yeah.
And it was hardly any points, back and forth in between the 30s, but it was such an exciting game. That, to me, was proof that, as far as watching a game that is that low scoring can be exciting.
Yeah, because you got two very good football teams that were well coached and knew each other like the back of their hands, and that's especially in the semifinals.
Yeah.
But yeah, that, like I said, that and tonight, their offense, people would say, well, there wasn't a lot of offense. Yeah, there was a lot between the 30s, and then both defenses would crack down. But Coach Horn, what they do a good job of was managing the clock. And I see not a lot of that nowadays in football, period, college, pros. High school, a lot of times you don't see the managing of the clock. And they manage it as well as anybody. If they get the ball back, guys, that's 3 minutes and 22 seconds. It's going to be run off the clock, I promise you. Because you look at that clock, it goes, snap it, and snap it. And that means a difference at the end of a game when it matters.
A defensive classic tonight. Teams taking on the identity of their coaches. Everybody knows about the chops and the reputation of Danny Horn on defense, and then Nick Gentry, a defensive lineman on a national championship team at Alabama. So not surprising that defense ruled the day down at Pell City. Time for our last extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. We've talked a lot about the playoffs, all right? AHSAA state football playoffs begin in 2 weeks in classes 1A through 6A. We don't have any 7A teams here in East Alabama. 32 teams in each class qualify for the playoffs and are placed in a 16-game bracket. The 32 teams represent the top 4 teams from 8 regions in each classification. The number 3 and 4 teams travel to the number 1 and 2 teams in the first round. There are 5 rounds of playoff games culminating with the state championship games at the Super 7 at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. We come back, more highlights and a ton of region rundowns. That's all next.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in the Ted's today.
WM Grocery, locations in Piedmont, Heflin, Wedowee, and Roanoke, bringing you our food here on Friday. Let me tell you about WM Grocery. If you're going to cater, how would you cannot ask, look at that meaty chili.
Go back to that, because that was legit. The chili was perhaps the best thing they had. It was really good.
Look how meaty that chili is. Then we also had all the fixings to go with it. Look at that dessert tray, the cornbread muffins, you just saw that. We had sour cream, we had all that. For your tailgate, this cold weather is here. Call WM Grocery and ask for Miss Kay and say, I want that chili set up for my tailgate. I want that for my party, for my football party. There it is again. The thing that gets me about that chili is just how meaty it was. That's thick chili tonight.
Well,
look at that.
They know how to garnish it too, because they didn't just bring scoops or tortilla chips. They brought chili cheese Fritos to put on top of this. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's the thing.
Yeah, and while you throw it in there, their pasta salad is pretty mean too. Yeah.
Oh, and we didn't even mention the sliders that WM Grocery brought tonight. The sliders were fantastic as well. All right, we're going to slide on out to Jack Stewart Field at Sax. Another game in 3A Region 6 tonight between Sax and Ohatchee. Basically, two teams not going to the playoffs, playing for pride, playing for a good start to next year, a good start to the offseason tonight. Jack Stewart Field.
And a good finish to the end of the season tonight. Ohatchee putting a bow on this season. Remember, they don't have a game next week, so on the road tonight, Indians looking to finish the year with their third win of the season on the road at Jack Stewart Field. Let's go to the highlights and check this one out. It would be 15-8 as we arrived at halftime. Sax's Delondis Allen, he's going to be picked off by Alston Carroll, bringing it back positive side of the field for Ohatchee, setting him up in good field position. Phoenix Tuilo Sega going to take this one 12 yards for a first down for Ohatchee, and then Grady Hunter with the touchdown. PAT is going to be good. It's going to make the score 22-8 as Ohatchee takes the lead on the road. Again, as I mentioned, they are off next week. No games, so this is the final attempt on the season for them. As we see the score there, 22-8. And the Ohatchee cheerleaders throwing out the touchdown t-shirts. Presented by RO Supply. Always thankful for them for being a part of this show and helping bring you highlights every week of the season. For sure, there's been a ton of them so far this year. Delondis Allen this time for a 10-yard run for Sax as they would try and muster some offense, but it would not be enough. Ohatchee does hang on for their third win of the year, 28-8 on the final score.
A big win tonight for Ohatchee as they go into the offseason. There are a couple of teams tonight. I know it sounds crazy that we're already at the end of the season. You know, Sardis was like that tonight. Ohatchee was like that. They don't play a game next week. They're not going to the playoffs. So this was the end of high school football for those two schools, and several other schools around the state tonight fell into that same category.
It's wild because, I mean, we're not even in November yet, and the season's over. But something to build on for that final win of the season. You know, something they can actually take with them and have some positive outlook, maybe heading into spring with some momentum.
It's always for me, it's always the hardest time of the year because you work with these kids pretty much from the time, a lot of them from they're in the 5th and 6th grade, and you work with them, and it's always sad to see them go. You know they got to, but it's always sad for senior night or really that last ball game to see them go for that last time. But once it makes you happy, once the circle comes around, they come back 10 years later to give you a hug and tell you appreciate what you did for them.
We're going to stay in Class 3A Region 6, not for highlights. We're going to stay in 3A Region 6 for our Band of the Week. Right now, we're going to take you out to the hill at Walter Welborn.
For the second time tonight.
For the second time tonight. You got a sneak preview. We'll just call that a preview. This is our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week, the Walter Welborn High School. And Coach, you read my mind because I was going to talk about the rich tradition. We talk about the tradition of a lot of these high schools, but there's a rich tradition of the high school bands as well, as we see the Highlander Band. All of my life, Coach, that Walter Welborn Highlander Band has always been iconic here in East Alabama.
When I was in high school, this is the truth. When I was in high school, I had a very good, I won't say names, I had a very good friend in Welborn. And I went 2 times in my life, I went to competitions to watch the Highlanders on a Saturday when I was in high school. That's how I knew the name. It still sticks with me.
The Walter Welborn High School Highlander Band doing a great job tonight, entertaining the crowd at halftime out at Jeff Smith Field on the hill at Walter Welborn at halftime of that Piedmont and Walter Welborn game. Congratulations to Walter Welborn, our Band of the Week. We're going to dive deep into 1A, 2A, 5A, and 6A regions coming up in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden Region Rundown. And we've got our Team of the Week still to come as we close out after the game on this Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
You just saw our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, and what a doozy it was, maybe the game of the year. We'll find out. Here in our community, for our community, Judd Edwards Agency. Go to insurewhatcounts.com. Call them in Heflin. Call them Monday, 256-463-2260. Protecting your family, supporting your school. They've been there since 2020, delivering great service and real hometown relationships, and bringing you our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett. We're going to our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. These are very important. We've already covered 3A. We've covered 4A. Now let's go down to Class 1A. A lot of this being decided tonight. Wadley wins the region title with that big 49-13 win over Winterboro. Winterboro will still be at home in the first round of the playoffs. Fayetteville goes into number 3, and Woodland tonight with that 55-6 win over Donahoe, Coach. They go in as the number 4 seed. Big win for Coach Smith and Woodland tonight to get Woodland back in the playoffs.
Yeah, and him being from Woodland, you know, it's got to make him happy. I mean, one more than they did last year, so they're taking the steps in the right direction.
Class 1A to the north now we go. We had earlier Spring Garden head coach Barrett Ragsdale. His team was off tonight. They play at Ranburne next Friday night. That is not going to be on Thursday. He confirmed for us tonight that is going to be a Friday game. So Appalachian, first time ever in school history, 10-0 as they won that region. Woodville number 2. Spring Garden will be the 3rd team. Raglan with that win tonight over Eider 28-14. They will go in as the number 4 team in that region. And as I told Coach Ragsdale, guys, I think Spring Garden's a really dangerous team going to probably Hackleburg in the first round. If I'm Hackleburg, you don't want to see a Spring Garden coming to town in the first round.
No, they've been impressive this year, even from the jump this year.
And that's, again, said it 100 times, that 2-3 matchup's always the best one in the first round to watch.
Class 2A now. Class 2A Region 6, Coosa Christian. Non-region game tonight, but maybe their most impressive win yet. Southeastern is going to be the 2. There was a lot of things that had to happen tonight. Here's how it shook out. Falkville tonight beat Cold Springs. That knocked Cold Springs out of the playoffs tonight. Susan Moore won, beating Cleveland. So Falkville will be the 3, Susan Moore the 4. Southeastern will be at home at 2. And Coach Short, Coosa Christian, and Rush Probst, number 1. I think they served notice tonight. If people didn't think they were the favorite to win the Class 2A state championship, they are by far the hands-down favorite to win that thing now after that performance tonight.
Yeah, and they could end up playing again. Very, very, probably will. They'll play each other again. But, yeah, it was just to watch what they did. And, yeah, it's just you know, they went down there the night early and they worked on the playoffs and going early and spending the night, you know, in Tuscaloosa. So, yeah, they're getting ready for the playoffs.
Class 2A now. We go back up to Region 7, and here's the way everybody was scoreboard watching tonight. Pleasant Valley took care of business at Section as expected, 42-6. Pisgah did beat North Sand Mountain 42-20. So Pisgah the 1, Pleasant Valley the 2 for the second year in a row. They'll be hosting a first-round playoff game. North Sand Mountain falls to 3. That shows how tough this region was. They were undefeated last Thursday. Now they're 3rd with 2 losses. Sandrock in at the 4th. As Coach Tanner Nelson, his first year, has the Rock in the playoffs. Pisgah, Pleasant Valley at home. Pleasant Valley, best record in school history, have a chance to win their first playoff game in school history next week. But again, we start talking about teams dangerous on the road. Somebody over in West Alabama, you don't want North Sand Mountain coming to town. That's a good football team.
Well, if you have to remember, you know, just a couple of weeks ago, they're giving up like 2.5 points per game.
Yeah. Do we know who Pleasant Valley gets in the first round yet?
It's going to be a team. There's all kind of chaos going on over there in the West. It's going to be a team from West Alabama coming over to Pleasant Valley. So we'll straighten that out and have that for you next Friday night.
Well, they'll lean on what they did, what they went through last year. I mean, they've had that playoff game at home. So
I want to say maybe possibly Phil Campbell. I think maybe coming to Pleasant Valley next week. And that's a winnable game from Pleasant Valley, so they may make some more history next week. Now, let's jump to Class 5A, jumping all the way from 2 to 5. That was a non-region game tonight with Pell City. Central Clay 10-0 last year, 9-1 this year. Valley the 2. Elmore County will be the 3. Beauregard is 4. Again, we keep talking about the strength of the number 3 teams in virtually all of these regions. Elmore County, remember, Central Clay had to throw a touchdown pass
with no time
to win at the end of the game to beat Elmore County by a touchdown. That's another team that I'm not sure that you want to see coming to town for a first-round playoff game. Looks like maybe Sipsey Valley from over in Tuscaloosa will be coming to Clay Central in the first round.
As the season has shaken out, the top 3 there have an opportunity to win their first-round playoff game.
Absolutely, and Elmore County's got a good football team.
Especially with the way they're going to be matched up.
5A Region 6, it was all on the line tonight in Odenville. Moody already had the region championship wrapped up, but St. Clair County and Jacksonville were playing for second and third. Leeds had the 4 wrapped up. Moody had the 1 wrapped up, but who was going to be second and 3? Most importantly, who was going to have home field advantage? St. Clair County shutting out Jacksonville 27-0 tonight. So that puts Jacksonville on the road. But again, here we go, 3-team. I'm not sure that a lot of teams that are sitting there as a region runner-up, you want to see a team as quality as Jacksonville coming to town in the first round. That's a tough first-round opponent for somebody in Jacksonville.
It will be very interesting to see how the Jacksonville coaching staff plays next week, the Anniston game. Like we talked about, do they just throw caution to the wind and put it all on the line with the injuries that they've had this year, or do they just kind of prepare for that first round?
It's going to be a war. It is going to be a war. Anniston's going for an undefeated season, and they all know each other. It's a heated rivalry. Going to be a big game up at Golden Eagle Stadium. Now let's go to Class 6A now. 6A Region 6. Clay Chalkville already had it won. Pinson Valley, Shades Valley, Huffman out. So here's the way it was a 3-way tie for second place. Mountain Brook had beaten Oxford. Oxford beat Pell City. Pell City beat Mountain Brook. So it went to points. On the points, Mountain Brook with wins over Demopolis, with wins over Hueytown, with a win over Homewood. They had all kind of points far and away on the points. Mountain Brook will win that based on the points of non-region wins. And then it went back to head-to-head. Go back to head-to-head with Oxford. Oxford beat Pell City. Oxford will be the 3. Oxford and Pell City have tough task in that first round. Oxford going to Parker, Pell City going to Homewood. Those are tough first-round draws right there in 6A Region 6.
I felt like Oxford, with the talent they have, they would be able to make some kind of a run. But when you're facing Parker in the first round of the playoffs, it's going to be a monumental task for them.
I think, though, is next week's game for Oxford. It's important to go into the playoffs on a positive note. And for them to do that and be 6-4 after losing a lot of the people that they lost last year, I think that would be good for them to go into the Parker game with a win.
And again, I don't think Parker is as strong as they were this year. They didn't win the region title. Again, we talk about that number 3 team. Oxford's not an easy out coming to town.
And look, they have talent all over that field at just about every single level. They have talent. They started out slow. They have a very tough schedule. I think they have talent. And you know what? Who knows?
They've played Parker well before.
Absolutely. I've been right there toe-to-toe with them. 6A Region 8. Fort Payne had it wrapped up there, the region champion. Gadsden City last night had all kind of trouble in Huntsville with Mae Jemison, won by a point, 13-12. But Gadsden City does wrap up home field advantage in the playoffs. They'll be the runner-up. Buckhorn is the 3, and then look at there. 3-way tie, Hazel Green, Mae Jemison, Southside. Southside lost to Hazel Green. They beat Mae Jemison. So we got basically non-region games to go. We're in a 3-way tie, and we're going to have to wait until next week and kind of figure out what's going on there as far as tiebreakers go with Hazel Green, Mae Jemison, and Southside.
Gadsden City, if you saw it I saw it on Facebook, kicks a field goal with no time left last night to win that game.
Wow. And they gave a lot of people heart attacks around the state last night because at one point in time, the score was being reported that it was Mae Jemison 13-12, and then it got corrected later on in the night that Gadsden City actually won that game. But Gadsden City coming along, playing well. Big win over Southside last week. Tough win at Mae Jemison, who's a very talented team. Watch out for the Titans in the playoffs. That's our Region Rundown presented by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. Now it's time, that time of night, as we go all the way to the end of the night and we decide who's going to be our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Who's going to get the Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to Remember? Who's getting those Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts, those Ted shirts? It's a team tonight that finished 10-0 last year. They finished 9-1 this year. Back-to-back region titles. A team that went on the road tonight for a non-region game against a team up in class and a team that was very talented. But it was a defensive struggle tonight, and it was a classic. It was Central of Clay County beating the Pell City Panthers tonight at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium 6-3. Danny Horn and the Central Clay County Volunteers, our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. We're coming to Clay County for our Team of the Week trophy and T-shirts presented to Coach Horn and the Volunteers. For Coach Michael Short and for Chad Barnett and our entire hardworking after the game crew, we bid you a fond farewell on this Saturday morning. We'll see you back here next Friday night at 10 o'clock for After the Game.